Shut up and sit down.
Okay, we are live.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How's
Hello.
it going?
Welcome back to
Good old Rosette.
Rosette. But I paused because remember last time I told you I was like there might be like a discrepancy with the name. But we don't talk about those things.
Exactly. There's no discrepancy. There's no discrepancies. There is only Olivier Giroud.
Yes, only Olivier Giroud, please. That's the only thing that we care about on this podcast. That's the only thing that matters in this world.
Absolutely.
You know?
Well, because it's not like anything football related happened this week.
No, like nothing.
The big news was Oasis getting back together.
That
No
was-
one cares about football.
Nobody cares about that at that point. It's like Liam Gallagher. We just want to hear the dumb shit that you have to say.
Exactly.
But also the brilliant stuff that you're saying as
Exactly.
well, right? It's funny how like he balances those two things so well.
Right.
Like he's so good at just like he seems like such a like dunce, but he's like fucking brilliant. Like he's like wicked smart. You
It's
know?
like there's a documentary on Netflix. Can't remember what it's called. I want to say it's called Supersonic. And it's really interesting because it tells you how Oasis started and like their childhood, and they had
Yeah.
a really rough childhood. But then at the end, you think that you're getting the closing monologue, and he just starts chatting shit for about 40 minutes, and he just will not shut up. And the bloody documentary is only an hour and a half, and he just keeps on me, talking all
What does he
sorts
go
of
on
rubbish. He's trying to be profound, but when you start doing a profound speech that goes more than like 5 minutes,
Right.
it loses all profundity after that. So
I want to say like I want to hear it, but maybe I don't.
yeah. If you've
You know?
got like an hour and a half to kill and you're in an Oasis mood, watch it, because the first half is really interesting. It's just know that last bit, it's like, Liam, will you shut the fuck
Right.
up? Like, Jesus Christ.
I love
So-
I love Oasis. I think it's one of those bands that unfortunately in the States didn't really like blow up.
Yeah.
We talked about this about like the Red Hot Chili Peppers, how like they're not a big thing in England.
Yeah.
But here they are, and vice versa with Oasis.
Absolutely.
And I can totally see that. I mean, Oasis's music is very British.
100%.
Like
100%.
very British. Like it's you hear it, and if you're American and you hear it, you're like it sounds foreign.
Yeah.
Like it's not like it's not like you listen to hip hop and you listen to metal. That type of foreign. It's like
Yeah.
culturally foreign. You
yeah.
know what I mean?
When it's like we said before, like with Red Hot Chili Peppers, Californication doesn't make sense to someone who's living in Birmingham
Exactly.
because they don't live in California.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing like when you see the Gallagher brothers come on in parkas and bucket hats. That doesn't make sense
Yeah.
to someone who's living,
like, what
you
do
know, in Malibu.
Yeah,
That doesn't
absolutely.
make any sense.
Absolutely.
And so the foreignness really shines through. So, yeah.
yeah, that's a
I
really
agree.
good point. And also like obviously the accents and the
Yeah.
the speech.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
how they go about saying things and like I love British stuff. Like what is that called? Like an angle. I'm like an Anglophile.
Anglophile, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like not so much like I used to be, but I still am, and I love like how they just say like these very Manchester. I was almost saying
Manchester
Manchester
United things.
They say like these very like Manchester things or Mancunian things.
Mancunian,
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah.
You're learning.
I'm learning.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, so I did go and watch Noel Gallagher when him and his band came to Vegas and forgot their allegiance and wore a United shirt.
Oh no way! Wait, how?
I forgot because it had been such a long time because they've been.
Oh, I'm sorry. You wore.
A United
Oh,
shirt.
okay. I
Yeah.
see. I see what you're saying.
Yeah. Fortunately, it
And
was
had-
March, so I had a jacket on. So I'm sat in the Chelsea at the Cosmopolitan
I mean,
with a jacket
let's
on.
be honest. So I think that if he would have spotted that, it would have been really funny because he would have said
Yeah.
something about it.
Oh,
Probably,
100%.
Right?
100%. I mean, I've got the pictures to show you. They had a blue moon flag with the Manchester City logo
Come on.
draped over the drums in Las Vegas.
Man City sucks. Why would you wear
Absolutely.
Man City stuff?
Absolutely. I went to watch The Killers last night and there's a bloke with a bloody City shirt on.
No way.
I was like, what the fuck is he wearing a City shirt for? So, yeah.
Yeah, how was that? I saw that you were out.
It's brilliant.
Was it?
And it's funny because the Killers are such a football band. Like, they're not, but their music is perfect
Yes.
for football.
Absolutely.
Mr. Brightside, when you were young, like all those sorts of songs are just perfect.
They're very like anthem songs.
very anthem songs.
Yeah.
And you saw that. Did you see the clip in the Euros in the semi-finals when England was playing Holland? And there was a Killers concert going on at the same time. And the Killers started streaming the match with
No
like 5
shit.
minutes to go. So they got Ollie Watkins' goal, and you see the arena go crazy. and as soon as the final whistle goes, they switch the stream off and just break into Mr. Brightside.
Oh my
It's
god.
amazing. It's one of those clips that's like, I would rather have been there than at the match, like, because it's just goosebumps.
That's
like,
so cool. I mean, you're
just
getting both
pure celebration.
like best of both
Yeah,
worlds.
it was
you know?
just, it gives me
Yeah.
goosebumps now because it's like, it's just, you know.
That's so cool, man. I mean,
Yeah.
like you're already getting a lot of elations from, your team scoring.
Yeah.
Even if you're watching it through a TV or whatever.
Yeah.
But then you get to see a live band and they're playing Mr.
Yeah.
Brightside. Like,
Yeah.
that's fucking epic.
Oh,
dude.
100%.
That's super epic.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I'm glad that Oasis is back. It's just going to take everything within me when City inevitably do well to listen to Oasis. Because I think I brought this up last time when they won the league with, the Aguero.
Right.
I stopped listening to them for the summer.
Dude, you're
Out of
so
spite.
funny, dude.
Fucking City.
The hatred is deep.
100%. It's bred deep within my soul.
That's so crazy, man. And the funniest part is that, like, let's just say in another universe, right? There could theoretically be a world where there is no Man United.
Yeah.
There's only Man City.
Absolutely.
And you're a Man City fan.
Absolutely. Well,
Right.
especially my uncle was my great uncle was a City fan. Mm-hmm. It was one of his.
How is
only
that divided,
flaws.
by the way? Like, is there like certain sections of Manchester that's like, like if you're in the south side, you're like this or whatever, or how does that work?
It can spread across families. You can have like half the family is like City or United.
Right.
It's crazy. It just how it falls. It's on your upbringing.
How is that?
So-
So how's like during holidays? Like, does it get like a little dicey?
Yeah, it can. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. It really can. And fortunately, most of my relatives are United. We don't talk to this. No, I'm just kidding. I don't. I think I've only got one City relative, and unfortunately, he passed away.
Oh,
So,
RIP.
so yeah, that doesn't cause any problems.
Wow.
Plus, I was like 8 when he passed away, so obviously he's not going to talk shit to his 8-year-old
For sure.
great nephew.
Right.
So, but I've seen it. I've seen like where couples support different teams, and on match day they'll stop talking to each other.
Wow.
And like if the other team wins, they'll storm out and like.
So it's just like a free for all. Like,
Basically,
it could
yeah.
be like your parent, your dad, or your mom like
Yeah.
the team, and then you like the team. It has something to do. It has something to do with where you live.
Not normally. It's whoever
Right.
brought you up into the sport.
Right. Okay.
Because it's like I'm a United fan because of my uncles. So I
Right.
Uncle Roy and Uncle Tony, and
Shout out.
absolutely shout out to the uncles.
Yeah, the uncles.
And I remember the first game I went to, which it's funny. This actually ties into something that happened this week. Manchester United drew Barnsley in the League Cup. Now Barnsley are in somewhere in the depths of the football. I think they're in League 2 somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah.
But the first match I ever went to see was Manchester United versus Barnsley
Oh shit.
at Barnsley in the FA Cup or the
Right.
League Cup, one of the two.
How old were
And
you?
I was like maybe 7, maybe 8, something
Oh my
like
God,
that.
dude. You were
Yeah.
You were indoctrinated like
Yeah.
like a Catholic boy.
Yeah, and my uncle, like, he had quite a big company in Manchester, so he had like the VIP box.
Oh shit.
So we were getting like free food and all sorts of things, properly good view.
That's awesome.
So got to watch, I can't remember who scored that day because it's so long ago. We won like 7-1.
Oh,
So like I was watching like David Beckham, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer,
Oh,
like
yeah.
Ryan Giggs, Roy Keane,
that's amazing.
play Barnsley
That's amazing.
in
dude.
this little stadium.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was incredible.
Did you know who
So-
they were when you went?
Oh yeah,
Right.
Yeah. I there's pictures of me in like United goalkeeper shirt when I was like 4. My dad tried
That's-
everything that he could because my dad's a Portsmouth fan, and he tried everything he could to
Yeah, I
try and
remember
steer
you said
me.
that last time. Yeah.
I think if he wasn't in the army, I would probably have ended up a Portsmouth fan
Right.
because I would have had more of his influence.
I was gonna say, how did was he from that area or how did?
He's from Portsmouth, yeah.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember when Portsmouth was in the Premier League.
Yeah, with the bell. John
Yeah.
PFC Westwood.
They had a pretty decent team.
Oh,
from
yeah.
what I remember, they had like some
Peter
fucking
Crouch and Jermaine
huge-
Defoe
yeah,
up front. And
some fucking
Yeah.
huge dudes and shit. Yeah.
David
And
James
then
in the back.
I don't
Yeah.
remember what I think I stopped watching from when they were doing bad and got relegated or whatever.
Well, because how are you going to watch League 2 in America? It's not broadcast.
Is
So,
it not?
No. So you'd have to watch it online somewhere if you're lucky.
By the way, I was going to ask you. So in Manchester, do you think that the fan is the fandom is pretty even? Like, is 50-50? Or like, is there more of what's bigger?
It's hard to say because you've got other determinations. Because you've got Bolton, you've got Wigan, you've got other teams, and that's not including the lower league
those
teams.
teams are from Manchester?
Yeah.
Oh no shit!
Yeah.
Wait, how big is Manchester? Is it?
Well, it's kind of like, so to use a
Wait,
Vegas
Bolton
example.
and Wigan is
Yeah.
from.
So it's the area of Greater Manchester. So it'd be like if there was the Las Vegas Lights and there was like the Henderson somethings.
Yeah, and then like the Summerlin.
Yeah,
something
exactly,
else.
or North Las Vegas.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it's
okay.
like that where it's the area of Greater Manchester. Because
But-
like whenever anyone asks me where I live, I don't say Henderson.
Yeah.
I say Las Vegas because
Yeah.
no one knows where Henderson is outside of Las
Totally.
Vegas.
Same for me.
So, and it's
Yeah.
like with I'm from Manchester, but I'm from a town called Bury.
Right.
Well, no one knows where the fuck Bury is. It's a town of like
You're
5,000
from
people.
a town called Barry.
Yeah, Bury. Not even like bury the fruit. Bury is in like burying someone.
Burying a grave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Wow.
so, and we're famous for three things: berry black pudding, which I don't know if you know what black pudding is.
I do, and it's
Blood
great.
pudding.
I
It's
love it.
fantastic
I
unless you
love
think
it.
about what it is.
Americans suck at trying new food. You should try it.
Except for McMullen's, they
Yes.
do a really good.
Yes.
The world famous market, which hasn't been world famous since about 1910, and our most famous son was the guy who created the police force, Robert Peel.
Like, it's just in general, or
Yeah, he was the first one that came up with the idea for an organized police force.
wow.
Because before that, it was like the Watch or like the militia,
right?
but he created the Metropolitan Police Force.
Damn, dude! Shout out
So,
Barry, man.
Right? And other famous sons, Gary and Philip Neville and Kieran Trippier.
Also from Barry.
All from Bury, yeah.
Dude, that's so cool.
Because Kieran Trippier was called the Bury Beckham.
No shit. Speaking of Gary, I've been watching his. He has like this podcast or like, it's like
Overlap?
a show. Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, it's so good.
Yeah.
I fucking love it. I'd never seen it, and I started. I think the first one I watched was they were interviewing. Who was it? Oh, it was. Wait, fuck. Who was it?
Was he a player? Was he a coach?
Ollie.
Oh, yeah.
They were
yeah.
interviewing Ollie
yeah,
and like
yeah.
the Manchester United
Yeah.
job and like
Yeah.
and like I really like the fact that they were like really going in deep
Yeah.
about like the ins and outs of the club and like
Yeah.
the transfers and stuff.
And the psychology of it. And,
Yeah, so I started watching a bunch of other videos
Yeah.
and I was like, man, this is like fucking great.
Yeah.
I loved it.
They've got one coming up that I want to see because it's got Patrice Evra, and I love Patrice Evra.
Oh yeah,
Mr. I love this game.
Yeah,
Like,
he's-
Patrice Evra is the best.
yeah.
And he gets
hilarious.
gets Roy Keane to try on his glasses because he has those like red tinted glasses. It's just,
No joke,
That
I was
sounds
just
like it'd
watching
be
that.
hilarious. I want to watch it because it sounds like it's just going to be a clusterfuck.
It's out. It's out, and you should watch it.
Yeah.
I only watched like 10 minutes of it, but it's fucking great.
There's another, not to promote other podcasts, but there are other podcasts available. There's another one called The Rest is Football, and it's Gary Lineker, Alan Shearer, and Micah Richards.
Yeah.
And they interviewed Paul Gascoigne. It's hilarious
legend.
because Paul Gascoigne is just a lunatic, a
Oh, dude.
legend,
Yeah.
but a fucking psychopath.
Yeah.
Like, have you ever heard of a player called Ali McCoist? He's
I don't
a
think so.
Scottish player. And in all honesty, he got more famous after the fact because he came like a TV presenter.
Mm-hmm.
So people know more of him outside of football. But he was playing with Paul Gascoigne at Rangers. And he said he woke up one morning. It was 4 o'clock in the morning. His wife was like, there's a noise from downstairs. So he goes downstairs, grabs a cricket bat. He goes downstairs, goes in the kitchen. And he can see the back of Paul Gascoigne rooting through his
Shut
fridge.
up.
And he's like, Paul, what the fuck are you doing here? I was hungry. I'm making a sandwich. What do you mean you're making a sandwich? It's 4 o'clock in the morning. Well, I didn't have anything to make a sandwich at home, so I came here. I saw where you hid the key last time I was over.
Oh my
So I came
God.
in. He's like, all right, well, don't make any noise and clean up after yourself.
Dude, that's fucking crazy. That's crazy. That's like madman type of fucking
Yeah,
thinking.
absolutely.
Like
It's 4
I'm
o'clock in the
hungry. I'm
morning.
just gonna
Yeah.
go over to this house.
Ali won't mind.
Like, yeah, at 4 in the morning. I'm glad that happened in the UK and not here because that
he
he
would
would
have
have
been
been
shot.
shot. Yeah. That's fucking insane, bro. What where's he from, Paul?
He's from Newcastle. He's a Geordie.
Oh,
Yeah.
that explains a little bit, right?
Yeah,
Like he's
crazy Geordies.
Yeah.
But I love Geordies. They're such nice people. They're
Right.
such genuine people. They're just a bit rough around the edges.
Yeah.
Like because Newcastle is a rough part of the world.
Yeah.
Like it's right on the border with Scotland, so it's bloody freezing, and it's right on the port, so again it's bloody freezing. But I've never been to Newcastle. I'd love to go just to go. But
I've passed by it.
really,
They seem all right.
yeah, exactly.
You know?
And all the Geordies I met are lovely.
Yeah.
But
And also, I can't understand most of what
right,
they're saying.
right.
But I was gonna say his last name is so cool.
Oh, Gascoigne?
Yeah, like
absolutely.
That's
Absolutely.
I don't know what that is or where
Yeah.
that's from, but that sounds so fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Gascoigne?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that sounds like something you hear in like a book or some shit.
Yeah.
You know?
The Gascoigne.
Yeah, like it's like you imagine I bet you, dude,
Yeah.
you if you go up to a friend, right? You just bullshit them and you're like, hey,
Yeah.
you ever heard of this author, a great author like Paul Gascoigne?
Yeah.
They're like, oh yeah, I think I probably like shut the fuck up. You don't know shit.
Have you ever seen those videos where they go up to random teams and they oh, have you heard about the goalkeeper that you're signing? And they just reel off a random like French sounding
I haven't
name.
seen that.
Oh yeah, I saw him play last year in the Champions League and he looks really good. I'm really glad that we signed him before Liverpool did. It's hilarious.
Dude, yeah. It's like why are you so afraid of like just saying no, I don't know who
Yeah.
that is? It's
Yeah.
like just let it be, man.
But I've caught myself doing that before. Someone will
Really?
bring up a player and they're like, oh, did you see so-and-so's performance in the Champions League? Oh, yeah, he's meant to be a really good player. I have no idea who they're talking about. Playing for AC Milan, I have no idea who they're talking about.
But now you're like
yeah,
if
it's
somebody
like, I
says
have
it,
no fucking idea.
right. No, that's how it should be,
Yeah.
because that way you're not like it's just like
Not
why-
making a fool of yourself
yeah,
for no
exactly.
reason.
You're gonna be on TV for it.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, man. So let's get into it.
Well,
We should-
speaking of AC Milan, a bit of
Yeah.
AC Milan news.
what do you got?
So they played Parma over the weekend.
Yes.
And Parma beat them 2-1. I don't know
Yeah,
if you
dude,
saw
I
that. That
did
was
see that.
crazy. And I can't remember, but I think AC Milan were 1-0 up and Parma came from behind.
Yes.
Something like that.
That's exactly
Yeah.
what happened. I saw the ending. I think it was like the ending part of the game. It's like
Yeah.
about like the last 30, 40 minutes. And it was one of those, again, same thing that happened with Manchester United, where like a bunch of chances that they had, like, like an inch here, an inch there,
Yeah.
and they could have gotten like 2 or 3 goals. I do feel like dude, you ever watch like Rafael Leao play?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
What do you think about his playing? Because I feel like when he plays, he always looks like he just doesn't give a shit.
Yeah. He
Like,
really,
he's like
yeah.
he seems so like arrogant.
Yeah. Very
you know-
lethargic. He's just sort of. But
Yeah.
then get him on the ball and he's like, I'm going to score.
Yeah.
And he'll whip round like 4 people. But it doesn't happen all the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like he's like there's something, I don't know. There's like he just feels like he's like a rich kid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. He's
So-
an all or nothing entitled player where it's like either on this run he's going to give you 100% as guaranteed goal,
Yeah.
or you won't see him for the rest of the game.
Yeah, absolutely. That's
He'll
what it
become
is.
a ghost.
Yeah, and then if the thing that sucks about him, it seems like, is that he's very much like a very emotional player. It seems like, where if he
Yeah.
passes the ball and they don't score, his teammates doesn't score, like it becomes like an issue,
Yeah.
right? Or if he doesn't score himself, he's like upset at himself.
Yeah.
and then he's just kind of like
Nah, I'm not,
yeah,
I'm not- yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
little crybaby,
Throwing a
type.
tantrum. Yeah.
Exactly. But
Yeah, I
did
can
you
see
watch
that.
the game? What did you think?
I didn't watch the game, unfortunately. I was at work.
Did
so I
you
didn't
watch
see it.
the highlights?
I didn't know. I was too caught up in all the other. Well, I was still wallowing in despair for Manchester United, but that's a story for later. So
Yeah, actually, so AC Milan lost. I think did Inter lose too?
Oh, did they?
I think they either tied or they lost.
Oh shit! Let's have a look.
And then Juventus, dude. Juventus fucking won again 3-0.
Yeah, I saw that one.
And they just got some recent new transfers that
Oh, really?
are like, you're like, wow, like
Top draw.
they're trying to get Sancho. Do you know that?
Really?
Yeah, they're trying to. So they're either gonna get him today or tomorrow, by the end of tomorrow.
Well, it's interesting because I did hear another rumor about Sancho, and that was the swap deal with Chelsea. Have you heard about that one?
No, what was the swap deal?
So Chelsea want to swap him for Raheem Sterling.
No shit.
So that means that Raheem Sterling will have played for
That's-
Liverpool, City, Chelsea, and now Manchester United. That's ridiculous. I don't think there's a player in history that's done that.
Yeah. So look, the where is it? I just saw it. Sorry, give me 1 second. Yeah. So
There you go. Yeah.
Milan lost
Yeah.
2-1. And then Inter. Oh no, Inter won.
Yeah.
2-0. Why was I?
Are you thinking of
that
Lazio? Because I just saw that Lazio lost.
Oh, you know what it was? It's Roma. Roma lost.
Oh, really?
Roma lost to Empoli, by the way.
To Empoli?
Like a lower league table.
Yeah.
Or sorry, a lower table team.
Yeah.
It's like
That's the equivalent of like losing to Bournemouth.
yes.
No disrespect to Bournemouth. But
None at all. But
Yeah.
like they've been spending a lot of money.
Yeah.
And Empoli is their transfer budget is like a shoestring,
Yeah.
like you say.
Yeah.
And a cardboard box.
their transfer budget would buy you like Rafael Leao's big toe, if you're lucky.
And then, dude, the Juventus game, 3-0 again.
Yeah, that's crazy.
They're on fire, man.
Yeah.
They really are. They're fucking killing it. I mean, I knew that Thiago Motta was a brilliant manager with what he did with Bologna.
Yeah.
But I didn't think that it was going to be something like this.
A different level.
Like,
When you see it, like you have a player or a coach that does really well with a smaller team and then goes to a bigger team and they just can't cut it.
yep.
It's like, and I know that this is an example that's nowhere near, but Graham Potter, when he left Brighton,
Yeah.
he went to Chelsea and just could not handle the pressure.
Yeah. It fucking sucked because I feel like he did such a good job. And I actually liked him at
Yeah.
what team was he?
He was at Brighton.
Brighton.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now it's just like
Yeah.
he's still getting paid by
Yeah.
So he's
Yeah.
living up that life. He's
Absolutely.
just at home, just watching all these games. Oh yeah. So
Coop miners.
yes. So Juventus bought Coop Miners from Atlanta, and Atlanta, that was probably their best fucking
Yeah.
player that they had on the squad.
Absolutely. Especially for a CDM.
They bought him
Yeah.
for almost 55 million euro. So he wasn't a cheap buy at all.
Yeah.
Douglas Luiz, you already knew that.
Yeah.
Bought from Aston Villa. Great fucking
Yeah.
buy.
Turam
But
was...
yep, Turam, 20. I thought he was. I mean,
Oh, wait,
that's pretty
Coop Miner's
cheap.
an attacking midfielder? What the hell is Holland playing him? Holland were playing him as a CDM. What the fuck were the Dutch thinking?
I don't know.
He must have been smoking too much of
Dude, these
the wacky
fucking-
backy.
Yeah, these these fucking international managers, man, they just got some
All over the place.
weird fucking
Yeah.
things. So yeah. Juventus is having an amazing transfer
Yeah.
window.
Although, there's an Italian team that's having a better transfer window than them.
Who?
It's not decided yet, but if Scott McTominay goes to Napoli...
Oh yes, I think that's done, right?
He's in Italy.
Yeah,
I'm sad to see him go. I really am.
dude, a weird transfer.
Yeah, very weird transfer.
Very weird transfer.
If he goes to Napoli and then Sancho ends up at... where did you say? Juventus?
Juventus, yeah.
That's just random as fuck.
Yeah, and Thiago Motta really rates Sancho, so
I can actually see Sancho's play style working in Italy. Because you see how
Right.
well he did in Germany.
Yeah.
And you see how well he did against like Real Madrid.
Mhm.
I can see his style of play working better in Italy than it did in England.
do you think with Sancho it's more of like the league, or is it because he has problems with Ten Hag? He doesn't really perform with him, it seems like.
6 of one, half dozen of the other, it's hard to say.
Yeah.
Because I haven't seen enough of him in the league to make that argument that it's the league. Because they had their argument and he was out in the cold. So... but you could see when he did come back for that short period, he was on fire, and then he fucked it up again. He had he threw a tantrum and threw his toys out of the pram and ran off again. But I think because he's a more technical player, it's a bit like, and they're not the same player because I think Sancho's more suited inside than he is as a winger. But Christian Pulisic did really well at Chelsea, but I can see him, like, he did really well at AC Milan.
Oh yeah.
And I can see Sancho doing a similar thing where, like, he goes to Juventus and just runs riot.
I can see that
Because it's a more creative league.
for sure.
And with the Premier League, you don't have time to breathe.
Yeah.
There's always someone on you. And if you've got someone like, I don't know, Lewis Dunk, who's like 6'12" and just keeps kicking you, you can't really do a roulette. But then if you've got an Italian team that's like, we're going to wait
Right.
and watch you pass the ball,
Yeah,
then
they're-
you can spin around them. And
Yeah, they're the pressing in the Premier League
Yeah.
is first of all elite
Absolutely.
because of the players that they have and the managers that are
Yeah.
managing them, and so in the Italian league they're very much like they're known for them to sit back and just
Yeah,
soak
very
up that
possession
pressure.
based.
Yeah.
Very possession based.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I think that if he does move, I think it'd be a good move for him,
Yeah,
especially because
absolutely.
he's still relatively young.
Absolutely.
He knows how to perform in the Bundesliga.
Yep.
It seems like him and Ten Hag just can't fucking figure it out, I guess.
Yeah.
And like it's funny how like in the news outlets they make it seem like it's like oh, they're fine.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna be fine, but then like, oh, he's trying to move away.
Yeah.
And Ten Hag's like, yeah, go on.
See ya. Have fun. Yeah. Well, I think it's one of those things where they could have made it work, and then if he came out and said, "You know what, I'm actually leaving," he's probably like, "Oh, for God's sake, just piss off then.
Right.
Just get out. I've had
Yeah.
enough of you. Be gone." Yeah. can see that
I
for sure.
agree. I wanted to point out too.
Oh my God, Napoli beat Bologna 3-0 after the season they had last year.
Yep.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, dude.
Speaking of Napoli, they got Lukaku.
Yeah, they finally made the
Finally
transfer.
got him.
Yeah.
So I think that's an interesting
Oh, and
transfer.
then Abraham is going to, I think, West Ham.
Really?
Yeah, Abraham just went to. It's one of the Premier League teams. I don't remember.
Tammy
which
Abraham
one.
back in the Premier League. Interesting.
Let me see. Where'd he go?
Still says Roma. See if is there an option to see his transfer rumours?
None. I did see that there was like I saw something that said that he moved to the Premier League. I think that it hasn't been official yet.
Yeah.
But it did say that he
Interesting.
moved. So
If he went to West Ham, I can see that actually working out quite well, especially with him and what's his name, German guy that we talked about before.
German guy.
Moved
He's
from-
a forward.
He's forward. He's the big, tough, traditional German centre forward that we were talking about how well he'd do at West Ham. What the bloody hell's his name? Played in most of Germany's games in the Euros because they couldn't score a goal.
I don't remember. Young guy.
I know he's 33.
33.
Where's West Ham?
I don't remember.
Nicholas Fulkrug.
Oh
That's-
yeah, Nicholas, dude.
Yeah.
Of course.
I should have known that. My name's bloody Nicholas. Jesus Christ. But yeah, I can see Abraham and Fulkrug forming a bit of a yin and yang if it's true. Because, I mean, Abraham's not a small player.
No.
But he's a bit more technical than Fulkrug.
No, he's pretty tall. He's like 6'3", I think.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, he's a tall dude. 1.9. How tall is that?
I'm really bad on my metric to American.
You forgot, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about like 6'2", I think, 6'3".
1.94 meters. 6'4".
Okay, so taller than I thought, actually.
So if you've got
He's
him
pretty tall.
and you've got Fulkrug, who's about 6'8",
Yeah. 6 foot.
you know,
I
you can't
love
go
how
wrong with that.
it changes every time.
Oh, 100%.
He's like 6'12", or
Yeah.
like 6'8".
He's going to be 15 foot tall in a minute.
Yeah. So yeah, dude, the Serie A is looking spicy, man.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of it. I've always been a big fan of the big teams out there. So it's really cool to see Juventus back at it like that.
Oh, 100%. And I'm glad to see because the Serie A was really entertaining between 2000 and 2010. But when Juventus went down that, tarnished it a little bit.
Right.
But then from pretty much when Mourinho left
Mm-hmm.
and Beckham left and Ronaldinho left and,
All the
Zlatan
money started
left,
getting out.
it really went proper boring.
It really did.
There were a couple of seasons where Napoli was doing well, but it was AC Milan and then Napoli was sort of there, or Roma and then Napoli was sort of there. It was really boring.
Yeah.
And then a couple of seasons ago, I don't know if it was because of COVID, but it really woke them up. And
you know what I think it was too is that it seemed to have more exposure
That's fair.
because
That's
they got to deal with Paramount Plus.
Oh,
So they started pushing Serie A
That makes
in a
sense.
big way.
That
That's
makes
the only
sense.
reason I even got back into it too, because I
Fair.
started. This was during COVID, and
Fair.
so all the streaming services were like, "Hey, come to this, Netflix or
Yeah.
Paramount or Disney or whatever."
Yeah.
And I remember on Paramount Plus they were pushing a lot of the Serie
Serie
A
A.
games, and that's how I got back into it. So
Fair.
through my experience, the exposure was Paramount.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And you know what's cool is that because they were Serie A, in the States isn't really a big thing anymore. I don't even know if it ever was.
I think it was
even when it was
big.
at its height.
Maybe in like the 90s, when Italian football was like the
Right.
zenith of football.
Yeah, I can see that. So when Paramount Plus was pushing them, there was a podcast. I forget what their name is, but there's like these guys from I believe somewhere in the East, like New York or something like that. And the podcast is super fun. They're a cool bunch of dudes, and they got sponsored by them.
Nice.
So the Paramount sponsored them to like talk about like the Serie A and like a bunch of the games and like the
Hell yeah.
players and stuff. And I was like, that's fucking awesome. I feel like with the Premier League, it's so massive, it's so big, it's so
Yeah.
covered. It's like you would never get like a podcast to cover and get sponsorship
Yeah.
like that. And even one of the guys became a pundit.
Nice.
Yeah, so
Fair.
I like that, like, something that isn't seen as big, like Italian football,
Yeah.
can be something as like a platform for people that are like
Absolutely.
following it like that.
Absolutely.
I think that's really cool.
100%. When I think Italian football, it has got better. It really has.
Yeah.
And if you want to attract an audience, you have to get better because you're not going to stay stagnant.
No,
Like,
definitely not.
so-
I like that. It's like, I mean, I don't want to say that it's literally like this, but it seems like they're really good at picking out talent, like
Yeah.
that young talent, and then they
Absolutely.
just build them up, and then they're able to really fucking
Calafiori.
Calafiori.
example.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's like,
Chiesa just went to Liverpool.
yep, yeah. That's a weird dude. I'm
Why-
not a fan of Chiesa, honestly.
And plus, why have Liverpool got another winger? They have no strikers.
Yeah, they don't.
The only striker they've got doesn't have any feet, and that's bloody Nunez.
He doesn't.
He can't shoot to save his
can't,
life.
dude. He can't.
He's like a stormtrooper in Star Wars. He can't hit anything.
Yeah, I really hope that he. I mean, he's really good at causing chaos,
Yeah.
but he just sucks at finishing.
And you saw that in the Euros. He was one of their best players. No end product.
Yeah,
He's constantly on the ball, but it's always going over the crossbar.
and you know what's
He's
crazy?
going into Rosette.
I feel like after that we can't change the name of the fucking podcast, dude. We can't. That's fucking brilliant. It's over.
Yep.
It's like we'll be better than
Yeah, absolutely.
whatever other Rosette.
They'll
shit
be
is out
coming
there.
to apologize to us.
Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, Darwin is an interesting player. I feel like he's gonna be fucking amazing, and when he's like past 27, as like strikers usually get, like their prime is 27 and on.
See, that's the thing. I think he's going to have a Jesse Lingard trajectory where everyone's like, oh, he's going to break out soon. He's going to break out soon. And then he leaves Manchester United, and everyone's like, why did he leave Manchester United? He's only 23. And then everyone realizes he was actually 29, and he's been on the verge of breaking out for the last 10 years and didn't actually get anywhere. No disrespect to my boy Jay Lings.
I will say that Jesse Lingard is like a anomaly because not only do we still see him as somebody who's going to break out, right?
Yeah.
But he like looks like he is still 20, 22, 23 years old. So that's, that's on him.
You'd see academy players that would look older than him.
Yeah.
Like-
So, he's got like that baby face,
Yeah, absolutely.
He's not Fernando Torres, but he's got the
baby face. Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, I think, but that's my personal opinion. Obviously, it's very skewed because I hate Liverpool and I hate Uruguay.
Yeah.
So, automatically, he's dead to me.
Right.
So I have no desire to give him any
And
compliments.
he's kind of a dick.
Yeah,
Kind of an annoying
exactly.
dude,
Exactly. Although the exception to the rule is Ugarte. If he signs for Manchester United, then obviously he's okay. But
Wait, I think, didn't he actually sign already?
he's supposed to have been signed since July, and it still hasn't bloody happened
Really?
yet. So I'm waiting for the here we go from
thought-
Romano.
Yeah, I think it happened.
Well, we keep getting the it's been agreed. He
yeah,
still
there's a
hasn't
lot of
been
that.
until I see him holding that shirt.
Then
It doesn't matter.
Right.
It doesn't count because the amount of times I've been burned, especially by Wesley Sneijder, we're still
my
trying
God.
to sign him, and he retired back in 2011. Bloody hell!
Wesley Sneijder, dude, what a fucking player, man.
Oh yeah,
Holy shit.
that 2010 World Cup, he was on fire.
One of the best, honestly. One of
yeah.
the best. And the only reason I even know him is because of Mourinho.
And I was going to say him at Inter. Ooh. Him at Real
Incredible.
Madrid, but him at Inter is a different
Did
beast.
he go to Real Madrid after Inter, or was he there? No, he was there before.
I think it was before, yeah.
They got him. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
So, but him at Inter, especially in that Champions League final,
Oh yeah,
he was all over the shop.
dude,
All over the shop.
What a player! And he's like, I think he's not that tall. He's like maybe
He's not. He's tiny.
5'7", 5'8",
Something like that. Yeah, he's
an
one of
athlete,
those
you know.
like he's and
He's
especially for a footballer because usually at that height they just get pushed off the ball.
Mm-hmm.
There are very few that don't do that, but yeah, he just had the technical nous where it didn't matter if you got anywhere near him. He was a step ahead of you.
Yeah, the dude is
It didn't matter.
deadly, man.
Yeah.
So do you want to? You said you wanted to bring up a
Yes.
Bundesliga.
So I wanted to ask you the question.
Please do.
So you remember the adage from last year where it was Bayern never losing.
Yes.
Will they ever losing? Because they had another miraculous victory.
Yep.
So they were playing Mönchengladbach. And so Leverkusen were 2-0 up. And then Gladbach equalised, but it was disallowed for a foul. They came back and made it 2-2. There was 11 minutes of extra time.
What the fuck? Why?
In the 10th minute of extra time, Leverkusen got a penalty.
Oh my! And they scored.
The penalty was saved. They scored the rebound.
Oh my god, dude!
Literally, the next play was the kickoff. Referee blew the whistle.
I haven't seen the game.
Watch the highlights
But
because I watched them.
I knew that this happened,
Yeah.
but I haven't seen the game.
It was madness. I was sort of paying attention to it while I was at work because it was the Friday fixture, and
Yeah.
I couldn't watch it because there was just too much going on. But I just kept seeing the score and I was like, "What the hell is going on? This is ridiculous." I don't know what magic potion Xabi Alonso has his players taking, or like how much of a bollocking Granit Xhaka is giving the players before a game. But they are just they can't lose
this
unless
is
they play
literally,
Atalanta.
Like, the last time I remember I saw any of this was not like the invincible part, but just like the fact that they are like, we still have a minute left, we can still score.
Yeah.
Is Manchester United Ferguson?
Absolutely.
Fergie time type of shit. He's literally bringing back Fergie time.
Absolutely,
Like,
100%.
I would not be surprised that he would later on would talk about how he's like he was inspired by that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, I
Absolutely.
don't feel like, once a game is already like at 2-1 or whatever.
Yeah.
And the game's dying down, the team's basically like, all right, well, I guess
we just shut
we'll
up shop.
try, but
Yeah.
nothing really. But this is at another fucking level.
Absolutely, they just don't give up. They don't know how to say no. They don't know how to say die.
And I will say that I think when during preseason they played Arsenal and Arsenal beat them like pretty good. I think it was like 4-1 the scoreline. I didn't think that they were going to do anything this season because I was like, I mean, they fielded like a pretty strong team.
Fair.
And I mean, Arsenal went also pretty strong, but
Yeah,
it didn't seem like they were up there at all.
fair.
But I mean, seeing these results, I'm like, dude, I mean,
Yeah.
they might.
Can you imagine?
Please win again.
Can
That'd
you
be so
imagine
cool.
2 back-to-back undefeated seasons? I
That'd
know it's only the
be-
first game,
Yeah.
but imagine not just one invincible
Honestly,
season,
I didn't even think about that.
2 invincible seasons.
I didn't think about that.
Now, I don't think they can do it in Europe because it's Champions League. Champions League is a different kettle of fish to
Yeah.
the Europa League.
Yeah.
No disrespect to the Europa League. If United win the Europa League this year, I will be over the fucking moon.
No, I get what you're saying.
But
different caliber.
Different kettle of fish.
Yeah.
Like, it's different when you're playing Real Madrid than when you're playing Sturm Graz.
Totally.
Like,
yeah, or
so,
something like the majority of the teams in the Europa League. I'm
Basically,
like, how the
yeah.
fuck do you even say that name?
except for like when United were in it a couple of years ago when we somehow got knocked out of the Champions League, and we went down, and it was like Juventus, Barcelona, AC Milan. It's like, where the fuck? Well, you're supposed to be in the Champions League. What are you doing down here? This is stupid.
Wait, when was that?
This was like
I don't remember that.
this was Ole's last season, I think.
So,
2021, maybe 2022, something like that.
oh,
It
managing.
wasn't that long ago.
Managing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking
Yeah.
about like.
Oh
when he
no,
was
yeah,
Playing.
yeah. No,
yeah.
it was the season before Van Hal, Ten Hag came,
Right. Yeah,
and because we played Barcelona, and Anthony actually like ripped them apart. He scored 2 goals, and
God, Anthony gets so much hate.
and we ended up losing to Sevilla. Of all the we could have lost to Juventus, we could have lost to AC
Sevilla,
Milan, and
dude.
we lost to Sevilla, the perennial Europa League champions.
Yeah, Sevilla's like I never would have thought that there would be a team that's like dominating a competition that's like.
They won
Not
it
renowned,
3
really.
times in a row. They did a Real
Yeah.
Madrid, but for the Europa
Dude,
League.
they have, I think, I'm
crazy.
not even kidding. I think that they almost have like 10
Yeah.
Europa Leagues.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
And it's crazy how many times
like
we've
their
been
league.
knocked out by them. Like every time we get knocked out of the Europa League, it's Sevilla.
Sevilla, dude.
And then we played them in the Champions League and they knocked us out of that. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? Can you just leave us alone?
How? I don't understand.
Seriously,
that.
yeah.
I don't understand how they don't translate that to
Yeah.
Champions League or to top 4.
Yeah. And even last time we played them in the Europa League, they were 14th in La Liga.
Oh my
And they still went and beat us. It's like, are you kidding me?
I know what you're talking about too,
Yeah.
because there was a big thing about how is it that this team won, but they're like at the bottom of this league, you know? And I
Absolutely.
think because they won, they got like automatic qualification too, right?
Yeah.
So they're like
Yeah. Straight
you know,
into the Champions
10
League.
or 12th
Yeah.
position, and they're still in the competition.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, I'm looking at these results right now. This game looks pretty crazy. To Wolfsburg and Bayern, 3-2 to Bayern.
Another one I didn't see, and I don't know if it's because I was ignoring it because they are my German team, but Stuttgart losing to Freiburg.
Yeah,
That's
3-1.
crazy. A team that's in the Champions League losing to bloody Freiburg.
yeah, that's weird.
That's insane.
That I think somebody shot themselves there.
Yeah,
You know?
absolutely.
Dortmund won 2-0.
Yep,
Incredible.
as to be expected.
And however the fuck, Heidenheim?
Oh, yeah, Heidenheim against St. Pauli.
St. Pauli? Weird name for
Yeah.
a German club.
Yeah.
St. Pauli?
Although St. Pauli, and I could be mixing it up with another one, but I'm pretty sure they're one of those teams that's like inclusive, everyone's welcome. Like they've got all these like pro LGBT stuff going on, but they all wear
Oh,
like
really?
leather jackets with spikes, so they look like bikers.
What?
It's really weird. It's like a really
Wait, what?
like rock and roll. I saw a Copper 90 video about it ages ago, and it's really, really
like
strange.
the players use that, or like the
No,
the
the fans.
The
The fans, yeah.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah, but they've got like they've got stickers all around the stadium, and it's like one of them will be heavy metal, and then the next one will be like "Love is Love," and
Bro,
it's like
that's
really
fucking sick,
like
though.
up and down, up and
Where
down.
are they
It's
from?
crazy.
Do you know, like in the?
I'm actually not sure what part of Germany they're from, but
I wouldn't be surprised if they're from like a big metropolitan city.
probably yeah.
I mean, they gotta be. There's no way
Yeah.
that they're from like, you know,
the middle of nowhere.
yeah, like
Yeah.
especially with that type of
Yeah.
culture. That's really cool, man. Yeah, yeah. The Bundesliga is looking interesting, especially
Yeah.
Bayern. I mean, they're basically the team to watch now
Yeah, absolutely.
in the Bundesliga.
Well, we'll have to see because you know last year the you can take the man out of Tottenham, but you can't take the Tottenham out of the man. Beat the Koeman record. You know where he's won a league every year he's been playing.
Coleman,
Yeah, Kingsley Coman,
and now he didn't.
and that was the first year he didn't.
Fuck,
He won
dude.
it 3 times with PSG, I think, 4 times with Juventus, and then like another 3 times with Bayern. And then Harry Kane comes along, and it's the first time they lose.
I saw that it was there was a rumor that Arsenal was interested in Coleman, and I was like, please,
I could see it.
please.
I could see it.
But we'll see. But yeah, that sucks. Fucking Harry Kane, man. I feel bad for the guy.
Bless him.
He's a great player,
When it's not
player.
it's not his fault
No,
because he was the lead goal scorer last year.
Yeah.
He did his job.
hmm
What the fuck was everyone else doing?
I feel like he's always done his job. Really,
Yeah.
it's just he just gets unlucky.
Except for
It fucking sucks.
for England in the Euros. Because he kept thinking he was a CDM or a left back.
Yeah, I don't know.
But other than that,
He was really trying to make the team
Yeah.
win. Honestly.
absolutely. So I guess we've got to talk about the Premier League.
Yeah. So let's go over to the Premier League. Let's see what happened here.
So my weekend started off well. I woke up at 4:00 in the morning,
Uh huh.
had my Lucky Charms,
Yeah.
watched Manchester United
Wait,
get
what
3
kind of
goals
Lucky
called.
Charms are you eating, by the way?
Just the regular.
Regular, okay.
Yeah, just
You
classic.
using regular milk,
Yep.
like whole milk or percentages?
I think it's 2%.
2%
Yeah.
what?
2% milk.
Yeah,
the
but what
orange
does
cap.
that mean?
I don't know.
So then why do you
It's
buy
just
it?
got a percentage on it. I don't know.
I never understood what the fuck that meant.
I
Say
have no idea.
2%, like what?
I don't know. 2% of milk. Who knows what the rest of it
That's
is?
fucking hilarious, dude. So yeah, how did
I wake up, I pour my Lucky Charms,
Mm-hmm.
watch Brighton go 1-0 up,
Yeah,
watch us equalise, then have 3 goals called off for offside.
yeah, insane.
94th minute, our defence forgets how to defend and watches the ball just go over their head.
Literally.
Right over their head.
Yeah.
And poor Onana's by himself. It's
Honestly,
dreadful.
you guys could have scored like 5 goals
Oh,
this
100%.
game again
Yeah.
from the same thing we were talking about last podcast too.
Absolutely.
Yep.
I think, and you know, I'm not one of those fans that wants to criticise the manager because obviously the manager sees a reason for what he's doing. But there are 2 players that I think should have been playing against Brighton. One of them being De Ligt,
Mm-hmm.
excuse me, and one of them being Xerxes. we didn't have a striker. Because Marcus Rashford was playing up front, but he's a winger. So that meant Mason Mount was playing as a striker, or like a false nine. It's not his natural position, so Bruno Fernandes was playing as the false nine. So no one knew what position they were supposed to be playing. It just didn't make any sense.
Do you think that it looked messy up top?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It was so messy, you should have called it Lionel. Like,
I
no one knew
watch
what they were doing.
You know, it's different when you watch the full match compared to the highlights.
Absolutely.
So for me, I wasn't able to really see that, but I get what you mean.
Yeah, it was just like... And again, nothing against Ten Hag, because he obviously had his tactics right, because, like you said, we could have scored 5 or 6 goals.
Literally, yeah.
But we could have scored 5 or 6 goals if we had a striker on the pitch.
Yes.
And it's like... I know Xerxes still new, but throw him in at the deep end. That's what we did with Højlund.
Yeah.
Literally, he signed from Atalanta, got off the plane, and he started his first game.
I wonder why he didn't play him.
I don't know. There must be some... And this is the thing we don't see behind the scenes. There must be something going on that's the reason that we're not doing it. There's a reason there.
For sure.
Because it's not like he spent all that money and didn't want the player. He obviously wanted the player. So it's not a Donny van de Beek thing, whereas Solskjaer came out in the press and was like, I have no idea why we signed this guy.
Maybe also like, you know, we have to take into account like this player is brand new.
Yeah.
You don't want to upset the current squad.
Yeah.
So I could see that being a thing.
But I think with Højlund being injured, perfect opportunity to put him in. And if you're not going to put him in, we've got a perfectly capable young lad on the bench called Michael Fish. Throw him in. Like a fish out of water. But no, throw it like... You might as well give him a go. Because, like... I don't know, have you ever heard of Federico Makeda?
Yeah.
You've seen those goals.
Yeah.
Streets won't forget.
Yeah,
kind
of course
player.
not. Yeah.
Literally came on and, scored that ridiculous goal from the academy.
He literally looked like Ronaldo 2.0.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, like
he was trying to do the mohawk kind of thing.
He was skinny. You know, he was powerful like that. Yeah.
And then another player that it works for was Marcus Rashford.
Right.
He came on against Midgetland, because I can't say them properly in Norwegian. It's like MIDTJY. I don't know. There's like so many consonants right next to each other.
Wait, what is the name?
I'll show you there.
What do you call it? Midgetland?
Yeah. It's like Midtjylland or something like that.
So it's actually pronounced like Midtjylland. Oh shit! Yeah.
When you've got
Midtjylland,
a D, a T, a J, a Y, and two L's next to each other.
Yeah, it literally looks like it says Midtjylland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's fucking crazy.
But when you hear it in Norwegian or whatever the native tongue is, it sounds Midtjylland.
Sound crazy.
Something
shit.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like you have to vomit a little bit before you say it. But he came on, scored 2 goals against them. 3 days later, because that was in the Europa League, came on against Arsenal, started against Arsenal rather, scored 2 goals before half time.
Yeah.
16 years old.
Yeah, I agree. Sometimes you need that youth.
Yeah.
You know,
they're not afraid to try shit.
Yeah.
And if they take a shot from 35 yards out, who cares if it doesn't go in? They're trying it. Like they're doing something. Because, when you're an older player, you've got the experience, but you get rigid. You don't have the legs anymore. You're not going to do a roulette or anything like that. You get stuck in your process. Whereas when you're a young lad, like Wayne Rooney, came on against Fenerbahce and scored a hat-trick. His first game for Manchester United.
Crazy.
So you might as well try it.
Like they're trying to you put on youngsters hoping that they want to prove themselves and really do something.
100%.
So I see what you're saying.
Well, and that's the thing, like, if you try it and it doesn't work, we already lost.
Yeah.
You might as well have tried it.
Totally.
Because what's the worst that could have happened? We lost 3-1. Oh no, we were already losing 2-1. You might as well go for it. And that's why I hate it when teams sit back when they're a goal down.
Yeah.
If you get scored on, you're still losing.
Yeah.
Go for it.
That's what Ferguson was doing.
Yeah, exactly.
The majority of the games where it's Fergie time,
Yeah.
they were down.
Yeah.
Or they were tied.
Absolutely.
And they were like, we need to fucking win this game.
100%.
Yeah.
Everyone's in the box for a corner, including Schmeichel.
Everybody.
Everyone's in the box for a corner. So, yeah, it's one of those frustrating games because, like you said, we played so well to fuck it up at the last minute.
Yeah, it sucks. Do you think that, what do you think you would have thought about this game if you guys did score those offside goals?
Oh, I would have been singing a completely different tune.
Right.
Because that means that the formula worked. Because we would have won 3-2 probably. 3-2, 4-2, something like that. Completely different tune because we played well, we won the game, scored goals, without a striker.
Then you wouldn't be talking about like, oh, we need a striker.
I would probably be saying I'm surprised that we did it without a striker.
Right. Yeah.
It would be shock rather than like disappointment.
Yeah.
I would probably make the same remark, but coming from a different angle. So
Yeah, I think that I really think that United's gonna eventually click right.
yeah, absolutely.
You know, especially with the signings that they have now, and with the youngsters that are on top. Once they start clicking correctly and they start actually scoring properly and not having all these issues in the up front when it comes to like offside or like these fine margins of almost a goal, I think that you guys are gonna actually do something, man. Yeah, I really do.
The worst two possible things for us right now: Liverpool on Sunday, international break, back to back. That's gonna kill our momentum.
What's the international break?
Who fucking knows? I don't know.
For fucking what?
I have no idea.
What the fuck? The Euros just happened.
I know.
What the fuck are we international breaking for?
Yeah.
The season just started. Don't do this to me.
Yeah.
Wait, so how long is the international break? 2 weeks?
2 games. It's the bloody Nations League. So England plays Ireland, and then we play Finland.
Wait, what's the Nations League?
So the Nations League, it's just another excuse to get a trophy. So you get put in like a group of 3, and you play each other, and then the best teams from those groups go and progress, and then it goes into like a knockout of like 4 or 5 teams or something. It's
just a European
so
thing?
stupid. There's an American version as well. There's the CONCACAF
We gotta burn that.
Nations League.
We gotta set that on fire.
It's so stupid. It makes no sense.
Like we just like come on.
Like no disrespect to Hungary, but the big nations care about it so little that Hungary won the last one.
Oh, okay, that's kind of cool.
Fair play to Hungary,
right?
But it just shows you that everyone else is
also like I don't know any
is this?
Hungarian player.
I know 2.
I know. I mean, like.
Oh, actually, I know 3.
Like in current. Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Because of playing FIFA. But I know Galashi. He's the goalkeeper. He plays in the Bundesliga somewhere. There's a player for Liverpool, Szoboszlai, a.k.a. Sausages, because no one can say his name.
He's Hungarian?
Yeah.
Oh, no shit.
And the other guy is Salai, who plays for Freiburg, I think.
Oh, I didn't know Szoboszlai was Hungarian.
Yeah.
I thought he was Turkish.
He might have Turkish
cool.
roots, but yeah, he's he played for Hungary in the Euros.
Well, that's gonna suck. So that's what 2-week break.
Yeah. So after the Liverpool game, they play Ireland.
And by the way, this isn't just for the Premier League, right? This is for all
the leagues. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So except I think the MLS keeps going.
Oh well.
Who cares? Although, speaking of the MLS, just before I get to the international break, did you see Marco Reus's debut?
I didn't. What happened?
So he came on for the Galaxy, I'm pretty sure. Got a goal and assist.
No shit.
Yeah.
I mean, he's Marcus. Like,
I mean, he only just retired from Dortmund, who made it to the Champions League final.
Yeah.
So it was to be expected.
Is it Marco or Marcus?
Marco.
Marco Reus. Yeah, Marco Reus.
So, so he's hit the ground running for.
Dude, he's a great
for the
player.
Galaxy.
I remember when I used to play like FIFA, I would always sign him.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, he was like it was
100%.
like dude, that Dortmund team when it was like Jurgen was there. What was that Kagawa?
Yep.
Kagawa who went to United.
Blashikovsky, do you remember him?
Blashikovsky, dude. Yeah, Gundogan was there.
Who
else
was
there?
Aubameyang still there?
Aubameyang was there.
Yeah. Ousmane Dembele was there.
Dude, they had a crazy fucking team, man.
Yeah.
Their team was great.
Yeah.
Lewandowski, was there. I mean,
Lukasz Piszczek was the right back. Who was the goalkeeper?
For Dortmund, I have no idea.
I can't remember, but it was one of those goalkeepers that was always like 79 rated in FIFA, but he was amazing in real life for some reason.
I hate when they do that. You gotta play some fun Football Manager, dude.
I know. I would get addicted. Oh my god.
I am addicted.
I know, but I would. Yeah. Because what I'd do is I'd play FIFA, sim a game there. You know, as soon as that game finished, pause it, start doing my transfers or whatever. Sim a game. You know, start playing FIFA.
You're hilarious. You're playing 2 soccer.
Absolutely, and I'd probably have a YouTube video going at the same time.
Oh my god.
The ADHD is real. ADHD
you're going
real.
so hard, man. That's awesome, though. I love that. You're a real one. So yeah, let's see what else do we got. We got Tottenham won 4-0 to Everton. Yep. That's fucking crazy.
Everton are just I mean, they've been atrocious for a while. If they don't change something soon, I think this will be their first season getting relegated.
I wouldn't doubt it, man. It was horrible. I mean,
yeah,
literally the goalkeeper fucked up. Was it Pope, right?
No, it's Jordan Pickford.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
My boy
Pickford.
Jordan.
Dude, I mean, he even knew he fucked up.
Really?
You know, like with the what's his name? Son.
Youngman's son.
Human son. Did you see it? Did you see that?
I didn't see it, no.
So it was just him. He just had the ball, the goalkeeper,
Yeah.
and Son just pressured him, took the ball away from him, and just fucking scored. That was one of the goals. And Tottenham was playing well, but like Everton just was not in the game at all, man. It was kind of sad.
It's crazy to see because Everton have never been an amazing team,
Mm-hmm.
but like during the David Moyes era, they were consistently like
Oh, yeah.
Tim Cahill,
Yeah.
Mikel Arteta,
Mm-hmm.
like when they had those sorts of players, obviously Wayne Rooney, they were consistently like challenging for Europe somewhere, Europa League, whatever, but make it to the semi-finals of the FA Cup. They were always a danger.
I mean,
Now
dude,
they're just terrible.
at one point they literally had Ancelotti there.
Yeah. And
you
James
know?
Rodriguez.
And Rodriguez.
Yeah.
And they had a bunch of other players, I don't remember
Yeah.
who exactly, but yeah, it kind of sucks. I really hope that they turn things around. I mean, I know this
Yeah.
is literally the second game
Yeah.
of the season, but still.
Well, it's interesting. So you know about the statistic, right, where they've never been relegated in their entire history?
Who, Everton?
No, yeah.
Oh, no, I
They're
didn't know that.
the only team obviously in the Football League, but in the Premier League right now that has never been relegated
Manchester United has been relegated?
in the 80s.
And Arsenal too?
Arsenal's been relegated.
Wow, I
long
didn't
time
know
ago,
that.
it was in like the 20s, but they were still
Oh,
relegated.
wow.
City was relegated as soon as like 04, 05.
I feel like Everton needs to
So-
stay up just to keep that.
Yeah, absolutely.
That'd be sad if they do go
Absolutely.
down, man.
It's like there was a record a couple of years ago. So there's a German team, and they hold the record for the most consecutive games without a win. So
Without a win.
without a win.
Yeah.
It's 34 games,
Holy shit.
and Hamburg were on the verge of breaking that record. They got to 33.
Uh-huh.
And this team was tweeting out, they were like, please don't do this. This is our one thing. Like, they're in the third division of German football, and they advertise, welcome to the worst league, the worst club in German football. Like, it's their promotional thing. So when Hamburg went one game away, they were like, please, this is our thing.
And then what happened?
Hamburg won 4-0.
Oh my That's fucking
On the 34th
That's
game.
the weirdest motivation, but
Yeah,
if it worked, it worked.
absolutely.
Then they got relegated, obviously, right?
Yeah. They lost like
that's-
20 games in a row after that.
That's fucking crazy,
So,
dude.
yeah. So,
That's
but,
insane.
yeah, Everton have to stay up just for that. It doesn't matter if they're 17th by
No,
1 point.
I agree.
So, yeah, West Ham beating Palace. That's an interesting one.
Yeah.
I thought Palace was going to do well this season, but
Same. They just bought Eddie and
Yeah.
Nketiah.
oh really?
Yeah. And
They finally went through.
they went through,
Nice.
yeah. Eddie Nketiah is going to Crystal Palace.
I think he's probably a replacement for Elise, who went to Bayern Munich.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be interesting. I'm guessing he didn't play in this game,
No, he didn't.
but yeah.
Yeah, I didn't actually see I think I saw the highlights, but I don't really remember what happened or who scored or anything.
Yeah, I'm just going to have a look just in case my boy Fulkrug scored, because then I can talk about how.
For West Ham?
No, it was Bowen. I forgot. He got me points in fantasy.
Yeah, Suchek and Bowen, yeah. They played, I guess, all right. I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't see the game or anything, but yeah, seemed like an interesting. What happened here?
You have to scroll down. It took you back to the first game of the season.
Oh, there we go. My thing was stuck or whatever. So yeah, that was a game. Nottingham Forest and Southampton 1-0.
Fair
Didn't
play
see
to
that
Nottingham
one either.
Forest.
Did you see that?
Probably sounds like a boring game. No disrespect, but sounds like a boring as hell game. Jesus Christ.
Fulham and Leicester. Our boy, or I mean my boy, Emil Smith Rowe scored a great goal.
nice.
By the way.
Fair.
Did you see it?
No, I was just checking to see if Jamie Vardy scored, but he didn't.
No, he didn't. He
Damn it.
didn't. But it was a good game. It was a really good
Yeah.
game.
I can see that happen. I mean, Fulham, like when they played United, they were really well organised.
Yeah.
So I can see them. Not obviously, they're not going to win the league. They're not going to do a Leicester, but I can see them being maybe 6th or 7th at the end of the
For
season.
sure, I can totally see that. I think they recruited pretty well,
Yeah, absolutely.
They have
Smith Rowe is an inspired transfer.
dude.
Inspired
Crazy.
transfer.
I'm telling you, you got to watch that goal. It was
Really?
a great goal. Like he finished just beautifully.
Fair.
It was incredible.
Fair.
Manchester City 4, Ipswich 1. I mean, it's Ipswich though.
Whatever. Yeah. No disrespect to Ipswich, but it's expected.
Hat trick by Erling.
Oh, Jesus
I mean,
Christ, I
that's
saw
fucking
that.
crazy.
Couldn't escape that on bloody Saturday. Every Instagram post, oh my God, Erling Haaland, the robot. Fuck off. Hate him. Can't stand him.
He looks like a turtle, doesn't he?
He does.
Yeah,
He looks
that's like
like
the meme, right?
He looks like if a turtle, a member from ABBA, and Zlatan had a child. Like, he just looks so strange.
That's like, I love that. We should do like a melting like collage of those things. And it's like Erling, you know. Yeah, Aston Villa 0, Arsenal 2.
So how did they go? I didn't watch the game, but I think I saw the goals on that one. But as an Arsenal fan, how do you think the game went?
Dude, it was a fucking hard game, man. Aston
Yeah.
Villa is no joke. Like
Yeah.
Unai got a fucking strong ass squad.
Yeah.
We didn't get the goals until what was it?
Second half.
Second half
Yeah.
of the game. And it took up until I think like the 60th minute and on
Oh, wow.
to actually score. It was a goal by Thomas Partey. Cut back from Bukayo, fucking got it in.
Interesting.
And then
Fair.
who was the other goal scorer? I forgot. Oh yeah, Trossard. Dude.
Oh yeah, I saw the Trossard goal. I didn't see the party goal. I saw
Okay,
the Trossard goal.
dude, so Trossard was on fucking fire. He came on literally within a minute. He scored.
Nice.
Like I think that was his first
Nice.
touch.
Yeah.
Scored. Then,
That sounds like Trossard. He's been another very disrespected signing.
absolutely.
He's not starting, but I also don't think he needs to.
Yeah.
I think he's better as an impact substitute.
Yeah. Well,
personally.
he would beg to differ because he celebrated by not celebrating because he wanted to
Interesting.
make a statement about him not playing or starting.
Interesting.
Which I understand because
I guess
Gabriel Martinelli has not really scored anything, but his game isn't that right now. It seems like he's more on the circulating and midfield play and also try not to lose possession.
Yeah.
As opposed to Leandro is more of an attacking player.
That's fair.
And he obviously has great finishing.
Oh, 100%.
You know, like the dude is a fucking lethal guy.
That goal he scored for Belgium in the Euros was, oh my God, outrageous.
Crazy, dude.
Outrageous.
Crazy. And they call him Sleepy Leandro, you know that?
Yeah, I'm not
Sleeping
surprised.
Trossard.
Because he just, he's not doing anything, and then all of a sudden he scored a hat-trick.
Yeah, and also because
Like-
he's got these crazy bags
Yeah.
on his eyes, you know? What's he doing? Playing FIFA all
Right.
night? And
Probably.
sending FM games?
Probably. At the same time. Yeah.
So, yeah, it was a really good game.
Nice.
It
You
was...
can tell by Aston Villa had 11 shots. I know only 3 of them were on target, but 11 to 9.
Oh, my God, dude.
That's-
Okay, so I have to tell you about this, right? You'll probably see it later
Yeah.
when you watch the highlight, but Aston Villa got... Raya kind of like they caught him a little bit like off his goal, so he shot. It hit the post, right?
Yeah.
Raya springs back to try to grab it, couldn't. Is on the floor. Ollie Watkins goes and dives for a header. Okay, and I don't know how the fuck Raya got up and actually parried it away while there's an Aston Villa player right in front of him, and he parried it away.
Oh my God.
Exactly for them to not score.
That's crazy.
So this game could have easily gone Aston Villa's way without a doubt. As you
Fair.
can see, they had 11
Yeah.
shots, three on target. Those 3 on target were no fucking joke. They could have scored.
Jesus.
Yeah.
And I'm properly pissed off because Ollie Watkins is my fantasy captain, and he would have got triple points if he'd scored.
And speaking of, in the very first half, he missed a complete sitter, dude. Like open goal, just wide.
Damn it, Ollie.
Sucked. Yeah.
Do what you did for England. Jesus.
Great game though. I loved
Yeah.
it. I'm happy that Arsenal won. Last
Absolutely.
season they lost twice against Villa, and they
Oh, yeah. So
that's
that
the
you
reason.
exercised that demon.
Yeah, so a lot of people are like, "Oh, Villa's the reason why we didn't win because Unai is a little bitch and he wants to get his revenge on Arsenal because he's the ex-manager." I'm like, "Shut
That's
the
to prove
fuck
a
up,
point.
dude!
Yeah.
Like, just enjoy the game."
I could go for that if he lost every other game.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
they made the Champions League. So that's a good
Um,
result for Bournemouth.
Yeah, Bournemouth got a point out of Newcastle,
That's a very good result.
and I don't know what's going on with Newcastle, man. They're just like kind of not really doing their thing right now.
Yeah, they're not firing on all cylinders because they should have everyone back from injury, right?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I mean
Like
they have a full
Tonali should
squad.
be back.
Tonali's back.
Uh,
They played
Bruno
a cup.
Guimaraes.
They played a cup game, like not actually
Yeah,
recently, right?
It was a couple of days ago.
Yeah, and dude, Tonali was looking. Tonali is not back. I think Tonali's first game was in the cup game, not this.
Okay.
Not this one.
Okay.
But he was looking on fire.
Looking sharp.
I mean,
Fair.
he better be. He was on fucking break for a year basically because of his dumbass.
He got injured at PSG, right? Or like against PSG?
No, dude, he got a ban for gambling. Remember, him and some other player.
Oh, was that him?
Yeah, it was him and some other player got like a 8-month ban or some shit.
Oh, I was thinking of Ivan Toney. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah.
Ivan Toney. Yeah, no, different guy.
Interesting.
Yeah, different. Well, I was gonna say different Italian, but
Fair,
Ivan Toney's
yeah.
not Italian.
I mean, Luca Tony, Ivan Tony.
Yeah, close enough. Close enough. This game was insane. The Wolves Chelsea game.
I seen the highlights for this one. That was ice cold Palmer.
Oh my god.
Got me an ice cold 14 points.
He got a goal and 3 assists.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Madueke was like talking shit on Wolves.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, I saw that.
Brilliant.
It was like Wolverhampton, what a shithole or something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
And then did you see the Chelsea Twitter admins post after the game?
no, what are you saying?
They were like, he's starting to love this city now.
I love it, dude. I mean, what else are you gonna say?
Right?
You know, it's like, that's like
Absolutely.
the perfect thing to say.
That would be a great job as a social media manager
Yeah.
for a Premier League team.
Just
Or just an international
keep it
football
light.
team.
Yeah.
Like,
keep it light, keep it
Yeah.
funny. You know, like
Exactly.
there's no reason to like say like fuck you or some shit
yeah,
like that.
absolutely.
Yeah, he did. They did a good job at saying that. Yeah, the game was crazy. Loved it. I think Wolves was. If Wolves had a better defense, they could have
Fair.
won and they could have kept that scoreline.
I saw that from watching the highlights in the first half. It was very even.
Yeah,
And then the second half, Chelsea just ran riot.
yeah. I'm actually like kind of like, oh shit, Chelsea's like looking pretty good actually.
I'm still not convinced. It's a good result, but after watching Arsenal play Wolves, I think Wolves were set up better against Arsenal than they were against Chelsea, and I think they were sort of the architects of their own demise in this game.
I can see that. Yeah,
I think
without a doubt.
this was because obviously Chelsea played well; they scored 6 goals, but I think it was more Wolves playing badly versus Chelsea playing well.
Mhm.
You know, and obviously you have to be good to take advantage of that.
Yeah, I feel bad for Wolves because they lost to Arsenal not this last weekend, but the weekend before that, and then they lost to Chelsea, and I feel like they have a pretty good squad.
Yeah,
but clearly it seems like they're not clearly, but it seems like their defense is a little wonky.
When I think you're
leaky.
also coming up against the like top 6 teams.
Yeah, that's true. Of
I
course.
think if
Of course.
they don't perform against Forest, then that's when the league turns into like a flood.
Right.
Because that means that there's really some problems going on there.
Yeah. Who does Chelsea play next? Let's see. They play Crystal Palace. Okay, so I mean another kind of
Yeah, an interesting game.
Yeah.
Could be a tough game. Yeah, I think. God, that Arsenal Brighton game's going to be interesting.
Brighton is on fire, dude.
Yeah.
I think. I think the next like maybe 3 or 4 games we'll really see where Chelsea's at with this new manager, all these thousands of players that they signed and shit.
Well, that's like we were saying earlier. If they start leaking goals, they can just bring in one of their fucking 9 goalkeepers. Jesus Christ, I've never seen a team have 9 goalkeepers.
Dude, insane. I really thought that they were going to be loaning out a lot of these players, but I
Right.
guess not.
No.
I seen like I think maybe 1 loan.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what the loan was.
It was someone that no one cares about.
You know, and I was listening to Roy Keane was talking about this actually. He's like, what are these players doing? Like, you really just want to get a paycheck?
Yeah.
Just to not play?
Well, I mean, they've signed them all until 2032.
So
it's not like they can go anywhere.
Yeah, they're basically like, yeah, give me a paycheck.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, I agree with Roy. It's like if you really want to be a fucking footballer, if you really want to be known as like one of the best, you don't sign with Chelsea knowing that they have 40 plus players.
If you want to be the best, you go and be the best. You go and beat the best. You know, you go and prove yourself.
Exactly.
You don't go and sit on the bench at Stamford Bridge. Well, not even on the bench. You're going to have to put you on like the 3rd bench because there's so many players. They have to create new benches. Like, you're not proving yourself.
I do like that Maresca's very much like he has a squad of like 23, 24 players, and then the rest he's like, yeah, I'm not playing them.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, that's kind of cool as a manager. He's just like, I don't know what you guys are doing as a club, but these are the players I'm picking.
Todd Bowley's buying everyone under the sun.
Yeah, he's like, here, I got this one for you. I got this other one for you. The guy's like, yeah, I don't.
They're the next ones that will be getting done for financial fair play because of this.
There's no way they
because
don't. There's no way they don't.
If you look at since Todd Bowley came in, 45 players. Are you kidding me?
That's insane.
45 players, and 9 of them are goalkeepers. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, if they don't get relegated to League Two, it's a travesty. What the bloody hell?
That's hilarious.
So, and I suppose we should talk about the last game, Liverpool versus Brentford.
Yeah.
To be expected. Diaz and Salah, I mean, look at those statistics: 19 shots with 8 on target and 6 and 2.
That's fucking crazy.
So,
I mean, honestly, to be, as I said, like honestly, I don't feel like Liverpool's really changed much.
no, not at all. I mean, they just announced some transfers within the last 48 hours.
Mm-hmm.
One of them was a goalkeeper. It's the Georgian goalkeeper, Miroshvili. He was playing in the Euros, and he's from Udinese or one of the Italian teams.
Mm-hmm.
And then Chiesa. And that's
it.
pretty much it. There might have been another one that I haven't seen because that's just from what's popped up on my on my Instagram. But that's all I've seen. It's an interesting direction because if you look at when David Moyes came in, obviously he was replacing Alex Ferguson. But the only player he signed was, good Lord, Marouane Fellaini.
Right.
And he got
Our Afro god.
the Afro
Yeah.
genius.
Yeah.
Love Marouane Fellaini. But he got absolutely dragged through the coals.
Mm-hmm.
And Mr. Slut has barely had a bad word spoken about him.
Right.
It's interesting that. It's very interesting.
I think it's because Jurgen was such a power of a person that they don't really know. It feels like it feels like your mom and pop divorced at the age of 69, and they're kind of okay, well, what now?
It's true, but it's going back to David Moyes. It's like Alex Ferguson, and he had Rooney, he had Van Persie,
right,
he
for
had
sure.
Ferdinand, he had Vidic,
Good
Van
point,
der
good
Sar.
point.
I mean De Gea. Evra was playing. And then just gets complete. And this is before the season. Obviously, throughout the season, fair enough, we were terrible. But before the season even started, it was the only player you brought in is Fellaini on the transfer deadline day. You're kidding me. Arnie Slot didn't bring anyone in until the 27th of August. Literally.
And everybody's he's a brilliant
Crickets.
manager.
He's a genius.
Yeah,
Why? Because David Moyes came from West Ham and he came from Feyenoord.
exactly.
Or PSV or whichever
Yeah.
one of the Dutch teams it was. It's strange. I mean, obviously, they're getting the results, but they've beaten Ipswich and Brentford.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't really faced a pretty big challenge
And
yet.
obviously, you can only beat the teams that are in front of you. And I'm talking so much shit to them that they'll probably beat us 4-0 on Sunday. But
don't jinx yourself, dude.
yeah, I know. But
Yeah, that's this Sunday, huh?
yeah,
Yeah.
until they play obviously we'll see against United. Until they play Spurs or play Brighton, Aston Villa, obviously you lot, City,
Yeah.
Chelsea.
They won't really see
The
what they're
proof's in
made
the
out of.
pudding.
Yeah.
Because it's all well and good going and beating Ipswich and Brentford and Nottingham Forest and Everton, because everyone could beat Everton. I can beat Everton with one leg. But it's the proof is when you start playing the more put together teams, or even a Fulham. It was saying a well organized, well oiled machine. That's when you see the proof is in the pudding.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how Liverpool does. I feel like they're gonna be an interesting team to watch because so far it seems like Slot is just kind of basically still putting on the old shoes that Jurgen left behind, still warm.
It's just the house that Jurgen built.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, I mean he's pretty smart in terms of if it's not broken, why fix it?
Oh, 100%. 100%. And I think, if Liverpool go on a run and they beat everyone that comes in front of them, then it'll obviously show that they're sticking to their guns and it's working.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say that because I'm a Manchester United fan and I'm not going to give them any credit, but we will see two more neutral fans.
Yeah.
The proof will be there,
I can see
So-
if Manchester United is able to keep a tight defense
Yeah.
in this next game against Liverpool and run the midfield, I feel like
Yeah.
it can either end in a draw or end in a low scoring game.
I can see that.
Hopefully.
Yeah,
That's
I can see that.
That's that would be the
Yeah.
fingers crossed to see what the result is.
I think it's tough because, the boy Slabhead, and obviously he did so well against Fulham.
Yeah, he really did.
I just think this Liverpool game requires Delict. In my
Yeah, I
opinion,
mean-
it requires Delict and it requires Martinez to just battle them off
Gotta
the
be,
pitch.
gotta
Just
be.
battle them
Yep.
left, right, and center, and
Just
take them out of
Powerhouse of
yeah.
defense.
and have Mazraoui and have Dalot to finish them off. I don't even. Would I
Who
play
would you put in
Casemiro?
midfield?
Menu's first. Well,
Are you
Bruno
are you
Fernandes is
going
first name,
4-3-3, 4-4-2, 4-2?
we're playing
3-1 or
4-3-3 at the minute. So, if I was to pick the team, obviously Onana, Mazraoui on the right, De Ligt, Martinez, Dalot, because I think Luke Shaw is inexplicably injured again.
As always.
It's just never not injured. Kobe Menu.
As a CDM?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's tough because he'll probably play Casemiro.
Yeah.
And I think Casemiro could do well, but not the entire game. He needs to play like 60 minutes and then put on some fresh legs. So, change my mind. Casemiro in the CDM position, and then have Menu and Bruno Fernandes.
Mm-hmm.
Garnacho on the left, Amad Diallo on the right, and either Marcus Rashford or Xerxes down the middle.
I personally would go with two holding midfielders, because that fucking Liverpool, you got Mohamed cutting in.
It's true.
You have fucking Darwin being a Darwin guy.
That's right. He's not going to score. It's going to go in Rosette. Luis Diaz might score.
And then Diaz is fucking
Yeah.
fast as shit.
I think with Kobe Menu, as much as I said that he'd be going forward, he's a box to box, and because he's only 17,
Yeah.
he'll play more as a CDM than
Dude,
he would.
it still blows my mind that he's still 17
Yeah.
and he plays like he's been out of club for a
Yeah,
while.
absolutely.
Like
He started in December.
I don't think that he's getting the credit that he deserves.
Oh,
like
100%
he's
not.
17,
Yeah.
and he's playing like he's
A superstar.
Honestly,
And he had his debut in December. He played. How far do we make it in the League
he's
Cup?
English, right?
Yeah, he's English. He played in the League Cup. He played in the Premier League. He played in the FA Cup final. Got his call up to England.
Yeah, and he played in. Yeah, he played a lot of English
Solidified
fire. Yeah,
his spot in the Euros
17 by the way.
after we fucking took out Trent Alexander-Arnold. That midfield experiment failed, and played in the Euros final.
Yeah,
And was probably one of the few English players that could hold their head up and say that they actually went for it.
no, yeah, he's
Him and Cole
incredible.
Palmer.
You guys have a fucking amazing
Yeah.
midfielder right now.
Absolutely. Between him and Garnacho,
Yeah, he's academy, right, Menu?
yeah,
Fucking amazing. Dude.
yeah.
When was the last time when was the last time United had a midfielder like that? That was homegrown.
Paul Scholes, Nicky Butt. Can't say Michael Carrick because he was from Tottenham.
It's been a while.
Probably Paul Scholes or Nicky Butt.
It's been a while.
Someone might make an argument for Tom Cleverley.
No, come on.
I said someone. I wouldn't make that argument. Someone might make that argument.
Cleverly, dude, I haven't heard his name in fucking forever. Oh man.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while.
Dude, amazing. I think he's
Yeah.
gonna be an integral part of Manchester United for the next 5 years.
Oh, 100%.
You know?
100%. I think if we build a team around him and Garnacho, with Bruno Fernandes as the main man, obviously keep Rashford in form. Amad Diallo is still young. The future's bright. Højlund is 20.
Yeah, that's why
Xerxes
I feel like
is 21.
I would go for the 4-2-3-1 because I would put Menu and Casemiro.
Fair.
And then have Menu
like a fulcrum.
be like a back
Yeah.
Box to box.
Well,
have
do what
Casemiro-
Scholes and Carrick used to do. Carrick would sit back, and
Exactly.
Scholes was free to roam.
and then have Bruno up as a 10.
Yeah.
Do his fucking Bruno thing
Yep.
because he's great at
Yeah,
that.
absolutely.
Have Xerxes or Højlund up top.
Yep.
And then you got your two wingers.
Yep.
And I mean, you guys have a fucking great squad.
Right.
Honestly,
We
You
have
guys
a
really
great
do.
squad, but did you see how we've been disrespected?
I mean, it's Manchester United. Of course,
So-
you're gonna get disrespected.
Because all the bloody pundits on Instagram and whatever are all Liverpool, City, and bloody Chelsea fans, Barcelona fans. But they leaked the ratings for Manchester United on FC25. We've gone down to a 4-star team.
From 5.
We haven't been 5 for a while, but we were 4.5 consistently. And
Oh.
our highest rated player, obviously, is Bruno Fernandes.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think his rating would be as the
Out of-
highest
out
rated
of-
player at Manchester
Out
United?
of what?
So, maximum of 99. I can tell you it's not 99. But like,
So,
I'll tell you,
the
last
player rating is from 1 to 99.
yeah, I'll tell you, he's consistently been like 89, 88, something like that.
I was gonna say 80s.
He's 87.
Yeah.
He's been brought down, and he's the highest rated player.
Hmm.
Like this past one, we had Casemiro, we had Bruno Fernandes, Onana was 85, I think. You know, not all the best, but we had a good smattering of players to make it 4.5. I think Rashford's an 81. Like,
Rashford?
yeah. Onana's like an 82. It's fucking disgusting. The only one that deserves his rating is Kobe Mainu, and he's like a 79, which, you know,
79.
yeah.
Well, I
But
mean,
he was like a 61 rated bronze last year.
I was gonna say he's barely started playing.
Yeah.
Really. Yeah. So I understand that.
Well, and plus the thing with him is he's going to get so many informs and so many special cards. It'll take like a month before he's like a 90 rated player.
For sure. Yeah.
So,
Wow, man. Yeah. I still think that Manchester United is gonna do something this season. I really do, especially by the way that they're playing.
yeah, 100%. If we can keep it up, and once we get both of our strikers fit, I mean,
Absolutely.
sorts out most of the problems by
Yeah.
itself right there.
Again,
So-
if you guys didn't have those offside calls,
Yeah,
we would be talking a different story right
absolutely.
now.
And I'd be saying that we're going to bat Liverpool 3-0
Yeah.
on Sunday.
It'd be a different thing too if, like, you know, you guys are losing or tying, and
Yeah.
there wasn't any substance to the play.
Yeah, because normally, like in years gone past, when we've lost and we've just sort of rolled over and accepted it, it's like, well, that was painful, but
Yeah.
I'll just move on with my day because there's nothing I can do. But losing in the 94th minute, obviously, I'm used to winning in the 94th minute, but like losing in the 94th minute when you've played so well
Fucking sucks, dude.
twists
Fucking
the knife
sucks.
that's already
When
been
you play
stabbed
so
in.
well and you've had goals
Yeah,
offside.
go against you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Fucking sucks.
yeah, it's brutal.
There's a lot of that, man. You know, there's a lot of, like I said, fine margins, dude. Like, if it wasn't for Raya's save in the Arsenal game, we could have easily either tied 2-2 or lost.
Yeah,
You know?
absolutely.
And of course, you know, when you get a goal in the very beginning of a game, it changes the dynamic of it.
Absolutely.
You know, like
Absolutely.
right now, I'm talking as if like the outcome would be we do score 2 goals in the second half as
Yeah.
an Arsenal Villa.
Yeah.
But that's me assuming that the team isn't, you know, mentally different.
Yeah.
When, if we get scored on in the very first half.
Absolutely. If you get scored on in like within 30 seconds, it completely changes
Yeah.
the timbre of the game. It really does.
That's what happened with
So-
Newcastle. Newcastle scored literally within like 20 seconds in their cup game.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And they just
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just and then they just fucking battered the actually
yeah.
I don't even know
Was
what
it the minnows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was a great goal. It was a good counter-attacking. Well, it wasn't even counter-attacking. It was
Yeah.
literally just started.
Just off the kickoff.
And then boom.
It was just attacking.
Goal. Yeah.
It wasn't counter-attacking.
Yeah,
It was just
no, it was
attacking.
attacking.
Yeah. Fair. Yeah. It'll be an interesting game on Sunday, the Liverpool United one. Just like the Arsenal. Who did we say you had? Brighton.
Yeah, Brighton.
2 very interesting games this weekend.
Mm-hmm. Brighton
Yeah.
and Manchester United versus Liverpool.
Yeah, I
Man
think-
City, West Ham. That'll be a good one.
It could be a scrappy
Leicester, Villa,
game. Very interesting.
and Tottenham.
Newcastle,
and
Tottenham. That's
That's
interesting.
gonna be a good one too.
Yeah.
Fulham is gonna beat Ipswich, and if they don't,
see
they
that.
should be
Yep.
relegated.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And then you know what? If Wolves, Wolves have played 2 strong sides,
Yeah.
so we'll see how they do against Nottingham Forest.
If they can redeem themselves against Forest, I think they're all right.
Absolutely.
So, although look at who they've
Brentford,
got.
West Ham.
Oh no, that's Forest. I thought that was Wolves. I thought Liverpool had Wolves. I was going to say, are you kidding me? in the 4th game. Oh my
No,
God, Wolves have got Newcastle. Jesus
Newcastle.
Christ, are they just playing? Oh look, North London Derby.
Yep.
Jesus.
West
but
Ham.
like poor Wolves, they're playing like
Oh, look,
the top 7.
they're doing a derby here too. Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, they have a rough start.
Bless them.
They have a rough
Yeah.
start, man.
So
And
Yeah.
then Southampton, Man U. I don't know any Southampton players.
it's because over the last 10 years, most of them went to Liverpool.
Is that what?
I used to call them Liverpool B because every time they got a good player, they just went to Liverpool.
Yeah, Southampton. That's
Sadio
where,
Mane, Adam Lallana, Ricky Lambert. Who was the?
Ben White is also from Southampton.
Oh,
I'm
really?
pretty sure. Yeah.
It's one of the few ones that didn't go from
Yeah.
bloody. Let's have a look. Southampton.
So Liverpool just
Yeah,
buy
I used to call them Liverpool B because they just bought every Southampton player. It was crazy.
Liverpool B.
Like, literally, the season would end. Southampton would finish, like, I don't know, 8th or 9th, have a decent season.
Yeah.
And then Liverpool would come in and be like, can we have some of those players?
Damn, dude.
They do what Bayern Munich does to the Bundesliga.
Classic.
Right, let's have a look at how they lined up. Okay, so I know Bednarek because he's been there forever. I know Walker Peters.
Walker Peters. Yeah, I know Walker Peters.
Bloody Brereton Diaz. I can't stand that bastard. So, guess what? Do you know where Brereton Diaz is
No,
from?
I don't.
He's from England, but he plays for bloody Chile.
What? Why?
Yeah.
His parents
He's-
were
what
born
is
there or
it?
something?
Yeah, Benjamin Brereton Diaz.
I don't think I know
But
him.
it's not the fact that he plays for Chile. It's just that he's an arrogant little shit that dives all over the place. That's why I don't like him. Because he used to play in La Liga, I want to say. And every time I saw a highlight from him, it was just him throwing himself on the floor. It's like, come on.
Another Luis
Luis Suarez.
Luis Suarez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, he... I think he did play in La Liga for a bit, but he used to play for Blackburn in the Championship.
Ooh, yeah.
And he consistently got a team of the season. So I'd go and watch some of his highlights, and it's like, are you kidding me?
By the way, real quick, I just want to point out, when the fuck did Liverpool change their logo to
Right.
that?
It's so stupid.
It's like their old logo was so sick.
Yeah.
Like, I liked it.
And it's iconic. It's historic.
Yeah.
Like-
so what the fuck is that?
So a lot of teams, because Chelsea's done it. Who else has done it? There's
Yeah,
a couple
Chelsea-
of teams have
Chelsea
done it.
has just,
oh,
like-
City did it. I don't
Uh-huh.
know if you remember Manchester City's old badge. It was
Wait,
like
Manchester
it was a
City
shield.
wasn't. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. The shield thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Who else has done it?
I like Chelsea's logo. I'm not gonna lie.
Chelsea's hasn't changed too much.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember Leeds United's? Oh my god,
I don't.
the fans actually voted it down.
What did it look like? What year
So,
was this?
22, 23. Look up Leeds United controversial badge.
This?
That's what they wanted to change it to.
No way, dude.
Yeah.
This?
Yeah, from that, which is looks like a family crest.
Yeah, that looks like you're gonna go like. First of all, that's very close to like Sieg Heiling.
Right? Absolutely.
It's like you're
Right.
one hand
Right.
movement away from doing it.
And it doesn't help that they're in white shirts.
When you guys sing the national anthem, do you guys do that? Or wait, why is
Yeah.
that a thing?
Well, it's to cover your heart. It's like,
Yeah, but like why like this with the fist?
I have no idea.
That's interesting. Yeah, that looks horrible.
Yeah.
You know what that looks like? That looks like a MLS team.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It looks like...
Are they owned
Yeah.
by a American team
I think so,
or
yeah.
Americans?
I think they are, yeah.
Because I think that might be with the Liverpool situation.
Probably. Well, it's like...
These fucking Americans, dude.
right,
Going over there fucking shit up.
Hull City. Yeah.
Whole city?
Yeah, so Hull
Oh,
is a
Hull,
team,
yeah.
So they were called the Tigers,
Yeah.
but then the American owners changed their name to be the Hull City Tigers, as if it was an
God.
American football team.
Dude.
Yeah.
Dude,
So-
I just... Why? Like,
Yeah.
why are you guys doing that?
If
Just
it's not
fucking leave
broken,
it
don't
alone.
fix it.
Like, the reason you bought it is because
Yeah.
it's what it was.
exactly.
Why change it?
Exactly.
Ridiculous.
It was more commercialized. Yeah.
That's
piss
what I was
off.
thinking especially when I saw that Liverpool logo. I was thinking like,
Yeah.
that's some American shit.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's like an easier logo to put on a brand so we can. I bet you this is what happened, right?
Yeah.
They were like, this is less material, so when we print it on a shirt, we can charge more for it,
Yeah.
and we can spend less to do it.
We're
to
saving
make
like
it.
20 cents every time we print
Fuckers,
it.
dude.
Yeah.
Fuckers.
Well, it's like, so United has, so on their third kit,
Mm-hmm.
started it last year. It's not on the home or the away kit. They've started doing just the devil.
right
from the badge.
Oh yes, with the
So-
little pig thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first time I saw it, I thought it was a Liverpool shirt because I thought
I
it was
see
the
it.
Liverbird.
I can totally see it.
And I was like, why the fuck is Manchester United advertising Liverpool? And then I zoomed in and I was like, oh, it's a devil. What the hell? I was so confused. Like,
Yeah, I was gonna say too. Have you seen the third kit for Arsenal or second kit? I think actually it is. It's black,
fair?
but the reason I bring it up is because it literally looks like it's based off of the colors are black, red, and green, and they say that it's like an African thing. It's like an African
Interesting.
representation, right?
Because there's a lot of African descendant people in North London. Probably.
Oh, is it?
I would have thought so.
I didn't know that. But for me, it looks like the second shirt for Mexico.
Oh, really?
That's literally exactly what it looks like, dude. It's black. It has red stripes, green and red stripe.
Interesting.
I'm like, that's
They
really
might have just
very similar.
gonna put an Arsenal badge on
Yeah.
this one, and Mexico badge on that one.
Yeah, I think that might be it because Mexico has some. So, did you see sidetracking? But have you ever seen the Mexican national shirt? Like I think it's like the early 2000s. They have the full Aztec logo.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah, that was incredible.
With the collar.
Yeah.
They need to bring collars back, man.
Oh, 100%.
I think collars are so cool.
Because then you can do the Cantona celebration. Where
Yeah,
you,
dude, exactly. It was just I think it'd be cool to see like more different styles of shirts and stuff like that in the Premier League. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah,
you know?
100%.
And I get it. Like sometimes like they have like the long sleeves, but it's like it's cold. Like
Yeah.
that makes sense. But the collar,
Yeah.
or even like a little bit of the buttons right here on the shirt.
The buttons, it depends on how they do it. Because there was one for United, they did one singular button, and it just didn't make sense.
Oh, come on, why?
Because it was like
Yeah, it's just
really
one.
tight on the. It was so stupid. It was
If you're
so
gonna
stupid.
do buttons, why one?
Go
button?
the whole hog and
at
do three.
least three.
Yeah.
Minimum to maximum 3, so just 3.
Or just do a full baseball shirt and just have it
Yeah, just, can you imagine they're
fully
like
on button.
they're like tackling, they're side tackling, and it just
rip the
shirt
shirt
right-
off. Yeah.
And then we see, well, actually that'd be great, so we can see more Olivier Giroud's
Yep,
body.
absolutely.
You know, see some more.
Absolutely.
Let's see who else is a good-looking dude in the Prem. Who got good-looking dudes in the Prem?
Biased. Rasmus Højlund's a good-looking lad.
Hoyland. Okay, Hoyland.
Got that
I don't
sort of
remember what he
Viking-
looks like.
Viking, like, cheeky charm about him.
Because I'm thinking, Rodri from Manchester City is kind of.
We don't like Rodri. Fuck Rodri. Scoring in the Champions League final. Everyone won't shut up about him because he played for Spain. Rodri can go back to Spain,
That's
so I
fucking
never have to hear
hilarious,
his
dude.
name ever again.
Wait, no, I'm actually trying to think. It's like who are the good-looking dudes?
Odegaard?
Odegaard, yeah, Odegaard. Arsenal got some good-looking dudes.
Yeah.
Odegaard,
Ben White? Is that right?
Ben White. That's it. There's no more
Yeah.
else. Everybody
Nope.
else is ugly.
Everyone else is an ugly bugger.
But yeah, man, it's gonna be a great, some great matches coming up.
One last thing
Yep.
I wanted to bring up, because we were podcast we were talking about the Champions League, but I really don't understand what's going on because
yeah.
the new format confuses the hell out of
Yeah.
me. So, but I wanted to bring up one story.
Mm-hmm.
So, Slovan Bratislava.
Okay, what the hell is that?
So, remember our old friends from earlier in the podcast, Midgetland.
Midtjylland.
So, Midgetland, for a team that I can't pronounce, are consistently in the Champions League. They don't go very far, but they consistently make the Champions League.
Uh-huh.
And so they were playing Slovan Bratislava, and it was 2-2 going into the 86th minute, and then Slovan Bratislava scored to win 3-2. The first time they've ever qualified for the Champions League.
No shit.
They're from either Slovenia or Slovakia, and yeah, the first time they've
Wait,
ever qualified.
what are their name again?
Slovan, Slovan, Bratislava. Yeah, there you go.
Right here.
That's the
So
one.
they're going to be playing Bayern Munich, Paris, PSG, Barcelona, Benfica, Shakhtar Donetsk, Dinamo, Feyenoord, and Aston Villa.
Interesting.
Fuck, they have a hard fucking.
Yeah.
That's hard, dude.
Yeah.
Every single one of those teams is a powerhouse.
And I think every single one of those teams has won the Champions League, with the exception of maybe Zagreb.
Dinamo, and Shakhtar, and Feyenoord.
No, Feyenoord's
And
won
Aston
it.
Villa.
Shakhtar's won it. Villa's won it.
What?
Long
The
time
Champions
ago.
League?
Yeah.
Really?
It was that long ago. It wasn't called the Champions League. It was the European Cup Winners' Cup.
Whoa.
But yeah, all of them actually have PSG won it.
I don't think so.
So all of them except for PSG, which is crazy. Yeah, please search that because I'm renowned for getting it wrong.
Let's see. There's like a whole list as
Oh,
to
yeah.
how they go. So Real Madrid, let's not talk about them.
No.
So Ajax, you said who?
PSG.
Feyenoord has won it once.
Marseille, Hamburg.
Aston Villa has won it
Yeah.
once. Wow.
Yeah.
Uh,
So, but that's just the Champions League. That's not including the Cup Winners' Cup.
Oh, should I type in Cup Winners' Cup?
So let's see. PSG European trophies. So they won it once in 1996.
Who?
PSG.
96. Oh, shit. Wow. So, yeah, they're fucked.
So yeah, poor Slovan Bratislava. But then again, do you remember Sheriff
Yeah.
when they came and beat Real
Yeah.
Madrid at the Bernabeu?
That was fucking awesome. See, this is what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, I actually like this format, not because of this whole fucking, like, league thing that they have going on.
Yeah.
But because we're going to be seeing 8 games of every single team is going to be playing different teams. And I think that's cool.
Yeah, I guess.
Until it goes into the knockout round, of course, and, they're playing
Yeah.
twice or whatever.
I think it's
Or
because
different legs.
Because I'm a traditionalist, and like until I see it in action,
Yeah.
it has to win me over. That's the thing. Like, if the new format is great, I'll hold my hands up and say it's great. But it's like with the Euros when they expanded it. I was like, oh my god, why do you need so many teams?
For sure.
This is silly.
Yeah,
Like,
the only difference with this, though, I will say, is that it's just the beginning of the Champions League is going to be different. Once it gets to the knockout rounds, it's basically the same thing.
Basically the same,
You
yeah.
know? By the way, question, who are you going to go for this year? Since MU isn't in this. Because we have a lot.
So, I think. So like I said before, my German team is Stuttgart, so I'll be cheering them on purely, for the
Stuttgart's
heart.
got a pretty hard
Yeah, Liverpool.
Atlanta, Brest?
From France, yeah, Stade Brest. Yeah, chicken breast.
Brest, Lille, Salzburg,
Yeah.
Milan, Dortmund,
Liverpool and Real Madrid.
and Real Madrid.
Jesus Christ.
That's going to be hard. That's a hard draw, man.
Yeah. So how many teams make it out of each group? Do you remember? Is it 4?
Out of each group? No, it's out of the league. So out of the league, the top 8 automatically qualify.
Oh, so it has nothing to do with the pots at all.
Not at all.
You could have one pot that doesn't have any teams that make it out.
Exactly, yep.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so it's basically, just think of it as like a table. Like, when
Yeah,
you're looking at
like the league table.
Exactly,
Yeah.
a league table. The top 8 to, I think, top 8 or top 10 teams automatically qualify.
Okay.
The middle teams will play playoffs
Yep.
within themselves to still have a chance to qualify. And the very bottom ones are just completely
Just
knocked out.
Fair.
Yeah. And it's all going to be based off, again, you win 3, you tie 1, you lose 0.
Fair.
So I think it's going to be pretty fun. I really like the fact that, Real Madrid's going to play Dortmund, Liverpool, Milan,
Yep.
Atlanta,
Yep.
Salzburg, Lille, Stuttgart, Brest.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
That's, here's why I like it, right? In the original format, every group, you played each team, what is it, twice?
Twice, yeah.
Right?
Home and away.
So home and away. So my thing is like, okay, if you lose, so if say Real Madrid tie or lose a game against, let's just say Lille, the next match, you could really, okay, what happened? What players are out there? Who's gonna be here?
Yeah.
Who are they gonna play? I feel like you can format a tactic much, in a much more detailed manner and actually win. Then now you're playing against all these teams, and you kind of have to figure out how to go about it.
Although, counter argument, if you're going against an individual team, it's like, all right, this week we've got Dortmund. How do they play? We can figure them out. Instead of being like, all right, we've got Dortmund away, but then how are they going to play at home because of the yellow wall? And like, it's a different
That's a good point.
kettle of fish. And it's like, so say for example, if you've got let's take the group of death from last season. It was PSG, Newcastle, Dortmund, and AC Milan. Mega group of
Gnarly.
death. And you've got, going into the last day of the season, I'm just trying to remember how it was, but all 4 teams could qualify.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got PSG against Milan, I think it was, Dortmund against Newcastle. The results right up until the last minute it meant something. Whereas in a table, it's like with the league. Take like the Ligue 1, for example. If PSG's running away by 20 points, if Real Madrid's running away by 20 points, I don't think that's going to happen because there's a good smattering of good teams. It just has to win me over because I'm so used to the home and away system.
Yeah, I see
so-
what you're saying. That makes total sense.
I think it has pros and cons, just like the old system had pros and cons.
Yeah.
It's like the away goal. I do not agree with getting rid of the away goals because you've got some great moments that would never have happened.
Totally.
And so, like, until they win me, that hasn't won me over yet. I'm still pissed off about that, and it happened like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
This has to win me over. And once, like, when we get to like February and everything's the like dust has settled, probably change my tune.
My hope and what I see from this is that hopefully we'll get to see different teams that we might not even think we're going to be going through.
Yeah,
or
absolutely.
being something big.
Yeah.
Become actually, or go through the knockout stages where you're like, oh shit, I never thought that, like, fucking
Breast.
PSV. Yeah, or breast. Do you think that like somebody needs to put a logo of just giant breast on like on their shield? Just
Well, it's funny that they've gone for that because their team is Stade Brestois.
Star Brestois.
Stade Brestois.
That's their full name.
That's their full name.
But they go for breast.
They go for breast. It's like, what?
I'll be honest, I go for breast too.
That's fair.
In chicken and in life.
I'm more of an ass man, but
I get it. I get it. So yeah, man. I think we have this is a interesting format. I like it because it changes things up a little bit. I don't like the fact that like before, like I said, I feel like it was too formulaic where a team could really just hone in on like what the weaknesses of one team are.
That's fair.
And try to figure out how to beat them. Now you got to try to figure out how to beat 8 teams.
Everyone, yeah. That's fair.
So I really like that. And
who do you think the dark horses are going to be? If you had to pick,
I think, dude,
you had
Juventus.
to pick a dark horse. But the thing with Juventus, are they really dark
Wait,
horses?
what do you mean by dark horse? What's
like
that mean?
the unexpected team, the team that like comes out of nowhere. Like last year, even though they didn't make it through, was Newcastle because
Right.
they were like they beat PSG, they beat Dortmund, like they were very unlucky not to go through. Last year was Dortmund because no one would have said that they were going to the final.
Yeah,
Especially when they were brought in the group of death.
that's true. That's a
So,
good point.
who do you think is going to be the dark horse of this year?
Well, me personally, I feel like if we're talking like, I'll go by country.
Okay.
So if we're talking like Serie A, I think Atlanta is still a great fucking team.
Yeah, I can see
I think
that.
that they still have a great team. Bologna, I don't think so because they just lost like a lot of
Yeah,
big
I was gonna
players,
say.
and they lost like the manager. That's the reason why they were in there in the first place. If I'm gonna go into, would Leverkusen be considered a dark horse team?
Not anymore. Not after last
No?
year.
Yeah, because
because they went undefeated.
I think for now I'll just pick Atlanta because I don't really know any of these other teams really like to really be like, oh, I think they're gonna be something big.
So for me, because a lot of them have a little bit of the Bologna
Celtic
syndrome,
might be something.
where it's like they lost the manager, they lost the players. Like Girona, I don't know if they lost the manager, but they lost Savio
Yeah,
to City. That's a big loss. And a lot of the players were getting on a bit. So I don't think we're going to see like a Girona. I don't think we're going to see a Bologna. For me, it would be Aston Villa. Because I think
that's
that
actually
Unai
a good
Emery's
pick.
style of play
yeah,
suits Europe
yeah.
more than it suits the Premier League. So I think we could see Aston Villa and Atalanta going through at the expense of like an AC Milan or a Leipzig or someone like that, a PSG. I could see that happening quite easily.
No, that's a great pick because you're right. Aston Villa is very much a team that's kind of geared for knockout type of play.
Absolutely.
Where they're just all fucking full force, counter-attacking, and like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of like
Absolutely.
I feel like that's like their mentality,
When even because Unai Emery, where was he before Arsenal? Was it Valencia or was it Sevilla?
I don't remember honestly.
Wherever it was, he was sort of he made his name in Europe. He didn't win the Champions League, but he made his name as like this next up and coming La Liga manager that was doing really well in Europe with not a lot of resources. You mentioned Celtic. The trouble with Celtic, I've watched them many, many times in the Champions League, and they, without fail, fuck it up. It doesn't matter how good of a Celtic side they have, they just fuck it up. Like, was it last year? I don't think they got a single point.
What?
Like,
in
the Champions
okay,
League.
Yeah.
No, in the Scottish League, they're always at the top.
I was gonna say,
like, it's always them or Rangers, but that's why Alex Ferguson's achievement of winning the league with Aberdeen was such a big thing.
It's like Leverkusen.
Yeah, like Leverkusen or like Leicester.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the Champions League, they just... And I don't get why, because Celtic Park is such a cathedral of football.
Mm-hmm.
Like, besides the fact that they also sing "You'll Never Walk Alone,"
Oh, really?
just like Liverpool.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I don't know why they do that, but yeah, they're just it's such a hard place to go because you're playing in Glasgow in December. Like, it's such a tough place to go and play for like Monaco. You know, they're used to sitting on a yacht, you know, sipping wine. And then they've got to go to Glasgow, and they've got all these strange men with skirts running at them, like, while playing a sheep's bladder.
Yeah.
Like, it completely, you know, should throw teams off, but it just doesn't for some reason.
You know, I kind of hate to say this, but Celtic look like they have a kind of a easy, like, run of matches within the Champions League.
Well, I mean,
By that I mean, like, you know, they don't have like the big six of every league.
that's true.
Actually, I shouldn't say that
Oh.
because obviously they're top 4 of each.
I was looking at the wrong team. Sorry, I was like, "What are you talking about?" They've got City, Bayern,
They got
Milan, and Athletic,
Leipzig.
but that's Bratislava.
Dortmund, of course, is going to be hard.
That'll be tough.
Club Brugge, Atlanta, Young Boys,
Yeah.
Dinamo, Bratislava, Aston Villa.
Yeah, I think they have a good chance of making it. You know, making it far.
I don't know any Celtic players, and I don't know
Leipzig
how they
will be
play
tough.
or anything like that, so I have no idea.
If they can beat Bruges, Young Boys, Dynamo, and Bratislava, they've got a good chance.
Yeah. Because, okay, they have 8, so the maximum points, 8 times 3 is what, 21?
24.
24? So the maximum points you can get is 24. If they beat, you said they're going to beat who?
Young Boys, Dynamo, Bratislava, and Club Bruges. That's 12 points.
12 points. So
So they're halfway there.
so
And
if they can beat those teams and tie one,
I was going to say if they can sneak a draw against Leipzig,
yeah, they might be able to do something.
because what you've got to hope is you've got to hope for the big teams to cancel each other out. Either cancel each other out, or for one big team to beat all the other big teams so that they don't get those points.
Yeah.
Because if that happens, then that means that big team is going to be down at the bottom of the table. So
that's that's what I mean. Like I kind of like this because it makes it a
Fair.
little bit more interesting. You know.
Yeah.
I also like the fact that like I never thought that Celtic would be having this type of like team.
Yeah.
You look at Bratislava. Look at what they're playing.
Fuck me, I
Man
saw
City,
that.
Bayern Munich, Milan, Atleti. Dude,
Yeah.
Atleti has some crazy players as you saw.
Yeah.
Their transfer windows.
Although they're
insane.
struggling a bit at the minute. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I would assume it's because they brought in so many players and they need
For
to
sure.
become cohesive.
For sure. Yeah.
But like
Yeah, they have a difficult. That's a difficult.
Yeah.
8
City,
run of play.
Bayern, AC Milan, Atletico Madrid, Dynamo Kiev, Celtic, Stuttgart, and Girona.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
That's-
a tough one.
that's a tough one,
Fucking
dude.
Hell.
that sucks for them. And then Sparta. What's this?
Sparta Prague. Yeah, Praha.
That's yeah.
Oh,
They're
into Man City, Atletico Madrid, and Leverkusen. Fucking hell.
and Feyenoord and
And
Brest.
Stuttgart. And Brest.
Can't
Yeah.
forget Brest.
So the thing with this is the smaller teams have nothing to lose.
They don't.
If they go out and lose 5-0, who cares? They weren't expected to win anyway.
That's true.
Might as well go for it.
That's very true.
And that's what a lot of big teams struggle with.
And I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very true. It's like what you were talking about last time. It's like the Premier League when you're talking about teams that are like lower table
Yeah,
or
like in the FA Cup or...
yeah, they're just fucking, you know, like whatever.
Yeah,
Just fucking figure it out.
yeah. Like
You know,
Familia
just-
Sheriff.
Yeah.
You know, they go to the Bernabeu, no fear, and just go for it.
Let me see what Arsenal's. Okay, so Arsenal's playing PSG, Inter,
Ooh.
Shakhtar, Atlanta, Dinamo, Sporting, Monaco, Girona. Okay, that's
That Arsenal-Atalanta game will be tasty.
yes, it will. And Inter one too.
Yeah.
And PSG.
We'll
I
see,
don't
maybe.
know what's up. I don't know what PSG. What
Who cares what's
have
going on with
anymore.
PSG? They've gone from Mbappe to Colomwani.
So like they have to beat Monaco, they have to beat Girona, Sporting and Dinamo as like those are the teams you have to beat,
And probably Shakhtar.
and Shakhtar. So out of the 8 out of the
Yeah.
8 that they have to beat, 5 of them are musts,
Yeah.
or not must, but like
I think
you're
if,
favored, right?
if Arsenal won at home against Dinamo, at home against Monaco, and at home against Shakhtar,
Yeah,
that puts them in good standing because they'll probably win away at Girona.
right,
Winning away at Lisbon is very difficult,
right.
so can't count them out. But if you've already beaten Dinamo, Monaco, and Shakhtar at home, and you can snatch a point or something from Inter,
Mm-hmm.
not that Arsenal should be, sitting there snatching points. But Inter are just so well.
Yeah, but also like the
Positioned.
Champions League is different. I mean, last year
Absolutely.
they didn't. Like I thought they were going to go further than what they did.
And they just fell apart.
Yeah, it's kind of sad.
Did they make it out of the group?
No, they just got to
Yeah.
round 16.
See, that's crazy.
Or yeah, they got out of the group and they go into
round
round
16.
16 and then they got eliminated. I forgot who knocked them out.
That's
But,
crazy. Probably Dortmund. In all
It
honesty.
could have been. I don't remember who
Yeah.
it was, but yeah, it's yeah, I think that they could do something, especially with this draw that they got. Let me see Juventus though, because I'm curious about Juventus.
Oh yeah.
Man City,
First
fuck.
game City. Yeah.
Villa,
Yeah.
PSV. Okay, so Aston Villa, Man City, and PSV are going to be hard. Benfica will be a hard.
Well, here's
one,
the
too.
thing. PSV are struggling with the same thing that Bologna are struggling with because they don't have Arne Slot.
Yeah,
So losing the manager,
true.
so
And some players too.
yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So Leipzig are always dangerous. Benfica, you can't count them out because you never know. These Portuguese teams, they always manage to get
Honestly.
like the next up and coming Portuguese player that just runs rings around you. Club Brugge should be a walk in the park. I mean, you have to travel to Belgium, but it's only over the bloody, the Alps. It's not that far away. Yeah, I think. Yeah, Juventus got a pretty easy stick of it, except for City.
Yeah, and if Arsenal, I'm gonna be rooting for Arsenal, of course. But aside
Yeah.
from that, I'm also be rooting for Juventus because I'm really like inspired by what Thiago Motta is doing at Juventus, especially with the transfers that he's brought in, the type of football that he's playing, the past 2 games that he's done.
Fair.
Like I'm really interested to see how they're gonna play against these teams.
Fair. I can
Specifically Man City too.
Yeah.
I mean, like that's the top of the top basically. That they won last, so right? They're like they did, right? Yeah.
Who won last year's Champions League? No, they won the year before. It was Real Madrid again. How?
Oh fuck, you're
how
right.
do we not say Real Madrid?
Yeah,
Jesus
you're
Christ.
right. Speaking of,
Yeah.
let's see what the fuck they got going on. It's at the very
there they
top.
are.
So
Dortmund, Liverpool, Milan, and Atalanta. Fucking hell.
yeah, Stuttgart,
Yeah.
Salzburg. Yeah, so they're. It's kind of like I feel like so far it seems like the majority of the pots or the majority of who they're going to be playing is very like for good, for bad.
Yeah, basically.
It seems like it's kind of even.
Yeah.
Which is pretty interesting. At least
Yeah.
we don't have like some. Well, actually, that's not true because we did see that one. Who was it? One of Celtic. Or not?
Yeah.
No, Bratislava, who's got
Yeah.
like this crazy fucking.
City, Bayern, Milan, Atletico Madrid. Yeah,
that's
fucking hell.
gonna be intense. But yeah, man, I'm excited to see how it goes. I really am.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've just got to make it past the international break,
Yeah.
and then it should be league football midweek, Champions League, league football midweek, Champions League. So
Oh, that's gonna
Yeah.
be fun.
So it's usually like on a week, skip a week, on a week, skip a week.
Right.
So
Okay.
yeah,
So we'll have at least something
yeah,
to talk about.
yeah. So
Cool, man. Is there anything
until
else
the
you
next
want to?
bloody international break in October.
God, dude.
Who
Can we
cares
just-
about the Nations League?
Yeah, seriously.
Fucking hell.
Again, what is that again? Like, is
Who
this?
cares? It's an excuse to get a trophy.
Well, cool,
Yeah.
man. Is there anything else you wanted to bring up?
No, I think that's it for for today. I think we should give everyone a rest.
Yeah, right on.
So
Well, hey, thank you very much for listening, guys.
have a good night, everyone. See you all soon.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.